easy to say things you don't mean when you're at war. I'm just too tired to fight, but there's an end in sight. Wave the white flag, I'm yours tonight. 'Cause my heart can't take these heights. I need your love with me for life. I need your love, I need your love with me for life.
Just the plan.
Oops. There we go. 1 second. Boop. Hello, everyone. Hi. There we go. We gotta click the wrong button. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? Everyone doing well? I'm sure you're all doing fantastic. No problems going on here, is there? Not a one. Not a single goddamn problem in the world. I'm eating some cream of wheat. If you don't know what cream of wheat is, it's a Midwest. Well, a lot of people in the Midwest and the South eat it. It's basically just wheat slop. Regardless, I'm American. Slop is what I thrive on. Okay. So, who do we got? Who do we got here? Let's see. Uh who do we got? We got Doug. Hello, Doug. Welcome, Doug. If you haven't had cream of wheat, you're part of the 1%. So true, Meowzord, okay? Who else we got here? We got Dubois. We got Dubois here. We got Drusilla here. We got Sir Bartholomew here. We got a lot of good people here. Gotta love how um no, I know SoCal. Isn't that great? SoCal. Well, hello, SoCal. Brilliantly says, as I think we all agree, that gotta love how the media has taken over 24 hours to deduce what we learned in 2.4 seconds that the driver was turning away from the ICE officer. Yeah, right, SoCal? It's like, seems pretty obvious to me. You can even see her tires. We're going to watch that video again, by the way, folks, so prepare for more trauma. You know how I like that. Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Yeah, thank you, Meowzord. Hello, Meowzord. Um, Marky is there. Hello, Marky. All right. Bacteria is life on Mars. I love your name, Bacteria is life on Mars. I know you've been in here before. Glad to see you back. You see the image. That was actually created by Meowzord. As a matter of fact, folks, the even the frame around my face here was created by Meowzord, our very own Meowzord, where it says casual revolt with the little flames and stuff. All of that created by a member of our community. Brilliant, brilliant Meowzord. Same with the opening image, all of it created by Meowzord, okay? Reach out to him if you want to, I don't know, if you need a designer or okay. Yeah, Trump failed. Looks like he's starting to get more peeps in here. Algorithm is fine. Yeah, I think so. The vertical, I think, is doing it. Yes, Sir Bartholomew. The Tree of Liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots, and tyrants. As a matter of fact, folks, we're going to be first talking about all these all the crazy things happening. There's a lot to talk about. I got overwhelmed, and then I'm like, and I was gonna start later, and I'm like, screw it. There's no amount of time in the world that's gonna get me prepared. Might as well just go right into it. And after we talk about the news items, I will be talking about why the American Revolution was successful, how it was done in a way that made it successful. And obviously, I'm not saying this ideologically, I'm saying it historically, how it was able to actually result in change, whether we agree with the change or not. So that's funny. You mentioned the blood of patriots. Uh, okay, it's oatmeal made from wheat. Exactly, Ivana, you're back. Hello, Ivana. I'm starting to recognize a lot more people in here. Hello, Tarbin. Tarbin, Lucky Strike. Hey, Lucky Strikes. Hello, Lucky Strikes from Missouri. You're not the only one we have in here from Missouri. If they're here, okay. Ooh, I just burned my mouth on that tea. Speaking of having a tea party, imaginary friend. Hello, imaginary friend. You will not be seeing my junk today. I'm sorry to say. I am very sorry to say. I don't want to break the camera. So, yeah, 39, oh, I forgive you, Meowsword. You're busy. Never mind. I'll take it back. Amazing how on YouTube Shorts you can scroll through lib shit and Republitard extremists. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Tiago is here. Guys, do you all see Tiago's here? Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Welcome back, Tiago. Okay, so me and that's right. You Trump failed. You're also a Missourian. I forgot. There's two Missourians in here. All right. So I'm sorry, imaginary friends. Okay, Portland, to fire at free will on the battlefield is one thing, but on a U.S. pub, I know, Portland. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? So, okay, guys. Hello, Mad Sci Guy. Welcome, welcome. So we have a lot to talk about, folks. A lot to talk about. For those who didn't hear, there's some interesting stuff going on the news in America. Oh, God help us. A woman was murdered by an ICE agent in the middle of the street, essentially. Uh, woman was murdered by an ICE agent, which was, we can see it on camera. If you think I'm being exaggerating by saying murdered, agreed, RLBIV, real bliv. Can I just call you RL? I'll call you RL. Philip, I have not. Um, okay. So let's take a look at the video. I will say there is a I'll show you this real fast, okay? So this is the video, and I'll put it up. Oh, there's my kid thing here. Okay, so I just want to make it clear because as SoCal just said, all the debates. Yes, I did, Doug. I heard about the high school being harassed by ICE. Indeed, I did. Because because good, I guess. Horrible. Okay. So why the hell? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong button. That's why I'm a fool, folks. I'm a fool. There, that should do it. Okay. So, and now I need to put this back up. Boop. Okay. So thank you, Mithril. All right, you guys. So I am going to put the Jester hat on. Thank you, Mithril. By the way, folks, if we get one donation, Jester hat. Just got that donation. The donation has to be $2 or more. We got one for the Jester hat. If we get to 3, that includes if you're over on Twitch, that's 200 bits. On YouTube, that would be about $2. So if we get to 3, I put on the collar. If we get to 5, I put on the Jester makeup. If we get to 7, we play a game. And if we get to 10, I will stream for an extra half an hour. Victoria, you're the one that demanded Tiago come back. It wasn't me. Actually, I missed Tiago too. So, okay. So, we will begin. So let's watch this horror. You notice I'm not actually in a good mood. I totally agree, RL. I should. Well, Tiago, we're in the middle of something. Tiago, we're in the middle of something. Okay. So let's watch this. Okay. So here's the video. I am not actually in a good mood, but I'm a jester, so I kind of gotta make it that way. Meow, Ice VR, meow. Let's we're gonna watch it. This is the video that is causing an uproar. There are, in fact, protests now happening all over the United States in multiple big cities, which is nice. I would like some action to come of it, but we will see. We will see. I doubt it. So let us see what happens here with this. Okay. Now let's just. Yeah. Yeah, Tiago, right. So let's take a look now, just to remind you all here. Have a hat, you fool, in the historical sense of Mithril. I love you. Okay. Yeah, we all feel like cussing 24/7, don't we? I mean, I do all the goddamn time now. Right, Sir Bartholomew. So here we have the lady, the human being. And you know what, folks? I am disturbed that I feel I have to emphasize that fact. There seem to be a lot of us out there who like dehumanizing people and not viewing them as human beings. I think it's a big problem. I think it is a big freaking problem. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care who you like to sleep with or what your gender is. You're still a human. It doesn't mean you deserve to die. I mean, I don't know about you. That's what it kind of seems like to me. Okay, that's just my opinion, I guess. Just my opinion. So here we have this woman in a car. Now, she here, she here is blocking ICE agents. Regardless, she is trying to say you can go around me. This woman, by the way, was 37? Is that what we found out? 30. I know. Hello, Dolly Boy. Very hot take. I know. Shocking, Drusilla. Shocking, right? Absolutely shocking. Oh, hey, Lucky Strikes, please share some of that with us. We have a lot of people in this community who partake. Share some of that shit with us. Excuse me. Some of that stuff with us. Okay. So she is in her car. She has a child, by the way. She's a mother. Okay. And this is what happens. Here come the ICE agents.
No!
J-Mac is here. All right.
No! Shit!
Okay. Now, I want you to look carefully. Yeah, you're right. She's in a single car halfway in a residential road. That's a much better way of framing that, Meowsword. I want you to look at something because here you're about to see her get murdered. Hello, Benjamin. Here you're about to see a woman get murdered in broad daylight by a government official because our country wasn't fascist enough, apparently. So here, let's notice that this tire is indicating that she is turning the wheel this way. Yes, she is turning it this way. I feel like I'm doing an NFL play-by-play because people apparently don't refuse to believe their lying eyes. She is turning the vehicle this way. Now, if you look here, is that what it said, SoCal? I'm going to go back and look at that. It said that she's trying to barrel down. Well, this, I think, I don't know what site this is. Yeah. So this is probably a right wing version of this. Okay. Regardless, yeah. So anyway, so then this is what happens. You're going to be looking at this officer in front of the car.
No! Shit!
Up. Okay. So you see, he is actually already on the side of the car when he decides to put bullets in her skull and murder her. So that's good. That's good. You can see that he is not in front of the car anymore when he shoots her, and he was barely there to begin with. And by the way, the law states that you have to do everything you can to get out of the way, and that has to be a last resort. Clearly wasn't a last resort. He literally just sidestepped it and it was fine. Literally just sidestepped it and it was fine. Okay. So anyway, so there we have the image. Okay. There we have it. Murdered in cold blood, shot in the head, a mother with children. Okay. All right. So, yep, and I agree with this. I agree with this, Sir Bartholomew. This was an American citizen, who was murdered in cold blood. And for those of you who think that this is acceptable somehow, even if she had committed a crime, which I'm not saying she did, okay, do we believe in this country that you get an execution without trial in the middle of a street? Like if someone shoplifts a loaf of bread, they should just be executed down in the middle of an aisle in a grocery store? Like, we think execution is okay when clearly he was not directly threatened. His life was not directly threatened. If this can happen to her, it can happen with you. And for all the fascist apologists in chat, good for you. Good for you. Good for you for being, history will look down upon you fondly. History will look down upon you very fondly, I'm sure. Not with a tinge of insanity, like that you're insane, okay? So anyway, so that's happening. That happened. Murder in the middle of the streets. And of course, folks, it is murder. I know we'll have this illusion that if a government official does it, it's not murder. Congrats. That is propaganda. That is an illusion. You are a bootlicker for the government. For all of you people out there who love the government or who hate the government and want small government and lower taxes and crap, go ahead, go lick the government's boots. That's what you're doing. You don't actually care about small government. You care about authority figures, and you want to lick their boots and probably do something with them that I can't say on stream. All right? So yes, there was nobody that could look at the video and say she was trying to do anything but leave after they told her to leave moments before that. Correct. So, okay. So I am perpetually, okay, there is a German phrase, all right? There is a German phrase that my community knows. Yeah, there you go, Lucky Strikes. There is a German phrase that my community knows because I talk a lot about fascism. The German phrase is Die Welt ist meine Vorstellung. What does that mean? It means the world is however I view it to be. It doesn't matter what reality is. If I view the world to be a certain way, it doesn't matter what's true or not. That's how the world is. And boy, am I seeing a lot of people look at this video and die Welt ist meine Vorstellung. It doesn't matter what my eyes are telling me. This is what I want the world to be. I want it to be where this woman was a terrorist, and I want to see her killed. So I'm going to say she deserved to be killed. So that is a very, by the way, fascist way of thinking. That's what the fascists did. That's what the fascists did. They were all about, we don't care what's real or not. We're going to make up a bunch of bullshit and then believe it and then create a world in our false image. Okay. So anyway, love you all. You're all great. Love you all. Great audience out there today. Great audience. By the way, folks, there's a little bit of the officer walked into his car and drove off. Yep. And then, by the way, apparently they prevented meds from actually seeing her. And then, yeah, he fled the scene afterwards. Okay, love that. Love that. All the people who were dehumanizing out here, dehumanizing people. So, okay. I know it's really hard. I know it's really hard. Oh, yes. There was also this video. Thank you, JMac, for sending this. This also came out, I believe, a couple days ago. Now, I have not verified it. I just heard about it. So please take this with a grain of salt. I'm being honest with you. I haven't verified this. I am assuming it's true, but again, haven't verified. Excuse me. I'm getting some tea. I need to calm down. Okay. And then they block the EMS with their cars. Absolutely. This is an ICE agent. Now, guys, this is an ICE agent. And this cameraman goes up to this ICE agent, and we see something very interesting on this ICE agent's neck. Okay? Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's take a look here at what we see on this ICE agent's neck. Now, would someone tell me, class? Okay, class. Would someone tell me what that is on this gentleman's neck? Gentleman is a stretch in this sense. Would someone tell me what we see here on this gentleman's neck? What do we see here? What do you see here? What is this on this gentleman's neck? What's that? Thank you, RL. Thank you. That is the symbol for the Nazi SS. It stands for Schutzstaffel, which means protection or defense force, and it was Hitler's personal bodyguard. They also were in charge of guarding the concentration camps. This guy has a lovely little image on his neck, really displaying his affiliations there. Now, this, of course, is not the ICE officer who did this to this woman. This is a completely separate ICE officer. Okay? I am not saying, yes, this is an ICE agent. I am not saying that this has any connection with what happened in Minneapolis, because it doesn't. This is a completely separate person. I do think that this is very representative. Very representative. Okay? Yeah. Very, very representative. So I'm just saying, we're clearly not doing much. We're not really looking that deep into the who we're hiring to be part of this organization that is now killing us in the streets. Shocking. Okay, let's watch a little more. Now, there is no audio on this, so you're gonna have to bear with. Oh wait, no, there is. I'm just not playing the audio. Apparently, there it is.
Have half this fucking city come down here and take you the fuck apart.
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
Fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole fucking crew, Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them?
Look, he has an Alabama symbol. He has with a Confederate flag across it. Who would have thought, guys? Who would have thought? You know what? Okay, fine. We'll start it over, J-Mac. Who would have thought that a SS office person wearing an SS what's the term? SS symbol on their neck is also pro-Confederacy. So for all the good old boys out there who love the Confederacy, follow your leader. And I'm talking about Hitler. You can assume what I mean by that.
See this
Okay.
fucking shit.
Dude.
Where's that fucking tattoo? Let me see this
It's old
fucking shit.
now.
Yeah, get the fuck in your truck and get the fuck out of this city, dog.
Dude,
I mean it, bro. Don't make me fucking get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this fucking city come down here and take you the fuck
well,
apart.
dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
Fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole fucking crew, Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them?
So I'm not going to continue watching this because this is a lot of FFFF. So anyway, oh gosh, oh love it, don't we all? Don't we love it? Okay. Anyway, so this is good. This is a ICE officer. This is the people we're hiring to do illegal actions. Okay. This is the people we're hiring to do illegal actions. Isn't this great? Isn't that great? So I've seen the Civil War movie. People going out of their way to confront officers, whether cops or ICE, while attempting to stop them from doing their job is okay and can get people killed. Wow, that's a complete distraction there, Danny. Welcome to the stream, though. Okay. He's the actor who always plays the supremacist goons. Oh, really? Oh, my God, Meowzor. That's crazy. All right. Okay, you guys. So, again, murder in Minneapolis. Minneapolis. Luckily, probably J-Mac probably does roll around in it. Probably, by the way, there were protests going on. Before I show you Christy dog killing gnome and what she said,
and for armed
let's take a look at what some of the protests that were happening, shall we? Because I will say there is some good news in that there are people protesting, so not everyone out there are a bunch of bootlickers. Protesters. Minneapolis. Okay, yay. I think they're still ongoing. This is live. They're ongoing now. Obviously, this is during the day. So we are not going to see a lot of the stuff that was happening later at the night. Okay. Lucky strike, so am I. As a matter of fact, there's protests going on in the city I'm near right now, and I'm going to probably be going down to them at some point. Because I'm a journalist, of course. I'm a journalist. Global solidarity? No, jesters are not neutral in politics. If you look historically, that's the whole point. All right. So we got that going on. Earlier, the ice pigs were beating up people. I'm sorry, the ice people were beating up people. Oops, Freudian slip. They were throwing tear gas, etc. Excuse me. Folks, can I just point out, while I'm pausing here for a second to take a sip of my tea, I ask everyone to look at chat once in a while. Now, I say that I'm trying to avoid engaging with chat. My point here, though, is this, okay? So, excuse me. Some of the comments that are being made in chat, and that whenever I go streaming about these things, should really concern all of you. Because there are people in chat who are openly calling for coming after you and your families. And I just want to make that clear, all right? We have someone in here named Sir Bartholomew who often gives us very good advice, and I'm starting to side more and more with his perspective on things. I feel that we should all be worried about our safety if there are fellow American citizens that are calling for us to be killed or arrested or abused by the state, okay? By the way, fascism thrives in an environment where there are people willing to accept it and that work on it. Okay. Now then, so just be aware of that, all right? For example, there is someone right now in chat that has, their name is Chris SS 1488. For those that know anything, SS means Schutzstaffel, 14 means the 14 words, which is a neo-Nazi slogan, and 88 stands for the 8th letter of the alphabet twice, and the 8th letter of the alphabet is H. HH means Heil Hitler. So we have literal Nazis in here. Calling for all of us to basically die, which is fun, isn't it? Everything is doing great in this country. All right, moving on. So there are protests going on. There are protests going on across the country, which is good news. Yeah, about as subtle as a freight train, isn't it, Inga? By the way, Inga, I love having you around. Thank you for coming back, Inga. Okay. When will you think people go after ICE? What do you mean? All right. Okay, SoCal, would you send that to me, SoCal? I would love to see that. I would love to see that video, if you don't mind. Okay, there has always been Nazis in the country. Oh, there absolutely are. Okay, Joseph Sager, hi, Minneapolis resident here. I actually live very near where this occurred. We drove past it on the way to work this AM. I hate it here, but you're a cutie, which is always good news. Joseph, you always know how to make my day. I'm so sorry for what's happening in your city. We stand in solidarity with the people of Minneapolis. Okay. We stand in solidarity with the people in Minneapolis, at least the sane people in this chat do. For the Yahtzees and non-bots, we won't forget. We won't forgive. You are on the other side of your horrendous. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, the Northern Hemisphere is ours. Get out, commies! Wow, what a boomer statement. All right. Okay, guys. So, thank you, SoCal. Let's take a look at that. SoCal has sent us something that I think would be very useful. So, here we got some more video. Oh, okay, 1 second. I'm going to put it up. So we can see it. 1 second. Looks like we got a new video, or it's now, folks, just be cautious about, I'm only showing this to you. I am cautious about basically every mainstream news source for a number of reasons, but we're watching this not because I trust CNN fully, but because they're going to be showing us a video that obviously is not just what they want us to see, if that makes sense. Now, if I can figure out how to pull it up, that would be nice. Let me do this instead. We'll do display capture. Turn that off. Put that. Whoopsie. All right. Nope, not that one. Oh. There we go. Okay. So we'll watch this really fast. I'm just having to switch a few things around before I do. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's make sure this works. And all right. So everyone ready for this? Let's see what they have to say here. Let's make sure the sound is working. It is not. Give me a second. I'll quickly put this on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. This whole thing is messing with me a bit here. We'll do desktop audio, which should help. Okay, there we go. Does this help?
Disturbing.
There we go. Okay,
now,
guys.
As the vehicle passes, you can see the dark-colored SUV driven by Renee Nicole Good. That's on the right there in the back. The surveillance video taken by a home nearby. Agents can be seen milling about near the vehicle, then converging on it. And then you see right there the SUV begins to move, and that's when the shots are fired. Now, prior to this, the video shows the SUV had been stationary.
Oh, I see. Let's go back. I didn't really see what they were looking at, so it's over on the right-hand side.
A warning, it is disturbing. Now, as the vehicle passes, you can see the dark-colored SUV driven by Renee Nicole Good.
That's
on the right there in the back. The surveillance video taken by a home nearby. Agents can be seen milling about near the vehicle, then converging on it. And then you see
he's
the
right
SUV
there.
begins to move.
Oh, wow,
and that's when. And then you see it by a home near the back.
That makes it pretty obvious.
The surveillance
you can
video
see
taken
that
by
he's
a home
shooting
nearby.
after.
Agents can be seen milling about near the vehicle, then converging on it. And then you see right there, the SUV begins to move.
Okay.
And that's when the shots are fired.
Okay, well, we can see that pretty obviously, can't we?
The video shows the SUV had been stationary and sideways across the road like that for about 3 minutes. The reason for that is unclear. Trump administration officials said Good was trying to run over one of the officers who shot her, they say, in self-defense.
And then, of course, the Trump administration is now saying that she was a domestic terrorist.
Who spoke to CNN.
A domestic terrorist, which isn't 1984 level language. I don't know what is. Okay, so congratulations, Americans. Now, you're a domestic terror. You will be a domestic terrorist tomorrow. Okay, basically anything you do, you're going to be labeled a terrorist. Right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. So, all right. So, as a moment, folks, just as a pause here, just as a pause. Yeah, apparently, Alyssa, the ICE agent had to go to the hospital, and Trump was like, "I'm surprised he's gonna make it. I'm surprised he's gonna make it." Hilarious, hilarious. Such little babies, aren't they? Such crying little babies. Oh no, he got slightly bumped by the edge of a car, very, very slightly. Oh my God. Okay, real ballsy people. Let's see here. Here we got protesters, etc. Okay, so there are some people pushing back. We'll see if this gets any better. Okay, if any more people start getting out there to protest, etc. Okay. Let me do a quick little self-promotion here. Hello, folks. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi out there. Hi. If you like this content, if we get 2 more super chats, which include, by the way, a $200, Jesus, 200-bit donation on Twitch, which is about $2. If we get 2 more of those, I will put on the Jester collar. If we get 4 more, I will put on the Jester makeup. Ooh, Jester makeup. And then look at my nails. Ooh, and we'll paint those eventually too. And then if we get to 7, we'll play a game. If we get to 10, I will stream for longer. And if anything past 10, you get to choose the color of one of my nails. Yay! Okay. So, okay. So guys, there's a video that has the whole okay, blah, blah, blah. All right. So Kristi Noem was speaking to the press. Yep. Oh, I know. ICE protocol. It's against ICE protocol too, Fox Emblem. So thank you for everyone who's watching. It's great to have you around here. Also, if you could also, by the way, become a subscriber over on Twitch, because I also stream there. You can do that for free if you have Amazon Prime, which is very helpful to me. That would send Jeff Bezos' money to me, and I love to loot the wealthy. We really need to we need to highly tax the rich. So help me tax the rich for my own sake, which really isn't taxation, but I can at least frame it that way for my own benefit. Okay. So let us go.
Robberies.
Kristi
They
Noem
had perpetuated.
did a press conference this morning, and I thought we could watch it a little bit. Are we excited about this? We're not going to watch the whole thing. I can't stomach her. I don't know. I think like there's something coming off of her plastic surgery that really makes my eyes water, makes it hard for me to watch. So I don't know, some sort of chemical. We're going to Craig Costa. So you were for communist socialism. I don't know what the hell that is. What's communist socialism? Seems kind of repetitive. All right. So I'm going to go forward here.
Are violent trans.
I want to point out here, notice the images they have. For those who know anything about American history and American policing, we have this stuff. Look what's on either side of them. Look at what's on either side of them. Interesting how what is the point, by the way, in choosing images of people, putting up the images of people who have been arrested? Why don't you just have a list of names, for example, or a number? Like if you're trying to communicate that you've arrested a lot of people, you don't really need to have their faces up. And there is, however, by the way, a trend in American history of putting up images of black and brown people in order to associate. There you go, Skippy. Is to confirm that they're not white. That is literally what has happened before. I'm a historian. That is 100% what has happened before. Okay? Okay. Now, I could imagine if these people were white, they would not be putting up these images. So we got to see the scary brown people, of course. Got to see the scary, scary brown people. And, okay, just a little note there on propaganda. I literally studied propaganda. Very interesting. Now, I need to move forward a little bit. Here comes Kristi Goebbels. I'm sorry. Did I say Goebbels? I meant Hess. No, shit, sorry. God damn it. Hans Frank? No, god damn it. What's her name again? Ava Braun? Damn it. I can't remember. I just can't remember. Christy Nome, excuse me. All right.
New York City that brought us to a point where we recognized that we had to work together in order to bring illegal criminal aliens to justice. Nearly 6 months ago, 2 criminal illegal aliens.
Yeah, she wasn't Joseph.
attacked
She wasn't.
an off-duty.
Yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Ingo. Is that her name, Heydrich? That sounds about right. I think that's probably more accurate. So let's listen to what Heydrich has to say.
Customs and Border Protection agent and his friend, while they were sitting on a rock in a park after hours, enjoying the evening together, these 2
Oh,
criminals
of course they do,
came
Sir
and
Bartholomew.
attempted to rob them, and it ended up where they bravely fought back. This officer defended himself and his friend.
So, by the way, they're not even talking about what happened. Well,
Not before being shot in the face and
they're not even talking about what happened in Minneapolis. They're talking about a separate incident.
in the arm by one of these criminals. Immediately after, the men and women of the Homeland Security investigations were
I'm going to go forward here. I want to get to the part about
Trinitaris gang in New York.
Yeah. So
States
this is
that
a distraction. This actually happened, folks. I want to point out that did actually happen. I'm not trying to avoid this. I'm just saying this is a distraction.
President Trump, we have 2.6 million people who have left our country who shouldn't have been here in the first place. They were here illegally, and over 650,000 of them were arrested, detained, and deported back to their home countries.
Or to El Salvador, where they didn't even come from, by the way, including an American citizen.
2 million of them left voluntarily.
Oh my God, no, they got a really bad stream here. Okay,
Report
we'll
from
go
the
forward. That was not me. That was their video.
NYPD under leadership of Commissioner Tisch and her team, who was out there picking up our officer and bringing him to a hospital. So we thank the NYPD for that. Salvo also references a term of simultaneous
I know, Mira,
discharge
she's
of
awful.
guns in battle. And that's what happened that night to our officer.
Okay, again, distraction. That's my main point here, folks, is that they're mainly just not even talking
Also,
about it.
They stay in sanctuary city areas.
And then at the end, they
Procedures
finally talk about it a little bit.
Policies that happen in these use of force cases, but let's remember the events that surrounded what happened yesterday on that
Here we
tragic
go.
situation was that these individuals had followed our officers all day, had harassed them, had blocked them in. They were impeding our law enforcement operations, which is against the law.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Okay, again, folks, let's say that's true. Okay, it's not, but let's say it's true. Or at least, let's put it this way. Let's say it's true. Does that mean you get summarily executed in the middle of a street in broad daylight without a trial guaranteed by the Constitution? Is that what that means? Are we okay with that? Are we okay with that? You Americans out there, you're all fine with that? Thought so. I knew it. Okay. So, personally, I thought that one of the things that we have of this sort of American mythology is that we like trial by jury and due process. You don't get murdered summarily in the middle of a street. So her argument is moot. Okay.
And when they demanded and commanded her to get out of her vehicle several times, she did not. So we'll continue to allow this process to unfold and recognize that these law enforcement officers every single day put their lives on the line. They go out and do their jobs. They go out and... This was an act of domestic terrorism, which is perpetuating...
Yep, there you go. Mero Nega, I agree. Epstein files, etc. Like, what's going on with that, huh?
These policies and procedures that follow a use of force situation like this.
Bud Drussel, that is not how you spell moot, okay? That is not how you spell moot, okay?
Are continuing to be put in place. So the standard
Correct,
operating
Antifa, you.
procedure after every use of force situation is that we follow these procedures and protocols.
Oh,
Their
God.
action is no different.
Guy, this isn't me. This is just their video. Yeah, they must have had a pretty bad connection.
And we recognize that he acted according to his training.
Yeah, they could have arrested her without murdering her. Isn't that funny? I know, Swamp Wizard. I know, okay? I love this, you guys. This is great. Everything's going well.
I would say those comments are why we're standing where we are today. That kind of language.
I will say,
and
someone just mentioned reptilians. If the reptilians were in fact real, they're not. That's a complete crazy conspiracy nonsense. But if they were, Christina would be the one to convince me of that. She kind of looks like there's an alien that's trying to get out of a human body. Like there's just something. She's very, very artificial looking.
that kind of provocative talk, inciting people to take action and perpetuate violence in some cases, is unacceptable, and especially of elected leaders. We have a responsibility to state the facts, to go out and enforce the law. Your mayor just said in that statement that he was going to stand with illegal people who have broken our law before he's going to put New York City citizens first. His job and why
Yep,
he was
Lucky
elected
Strikes,
was to protect the
100%.
people who live here, that had the opportunity to vote for him and have the opportunity to live in this city. They pay their taxes, they go to
Doug.
work every day, and instead the mayor in that statement chose to stand with illegals instead of those individuals who just want the chance to raise their families in New York City and have a part of the American dream. Yes.
Right, yeah, so we're going to murder them in the street, right? Was the woman they murdered not trying to have the American dream? Meow, ice, meow. Was that what we're doing here? Is that we're just murdering? Okay. Hello, Jonas. Jonas, I'm so glad you're here. It has been a while, okay? No, can't understand normal thing. I agree, Dennis Smith. I don't think she can. I think she had a little bit too much plastic surgery. It's messed with her brain. Stephen Miller and PLTL are 100% reptilian shapeshifters. If there's conspiracy, right, Mira? I totally agree with you. Okay, I am not expressing. Okay. All right, guys. Which isn't allowed. Resistance, which is allowed, isn't resistance. It's controlled opposition. I haven't seen anybody murder. By the way, so guys, I was a teacher. The true one, 1984. I haven't seen anybody murder. Like, generally, what does that have to do with what we're watching? You haven't seen anybody murder? What? You haven't seen anybody murder? You mean commit a murder? What do you? Okay, work on the grammar. Are you supporting violence? She was trying to run him over. Like, you not going to address that? Oh goodness, I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not. I already have. Okay, you guys. Okay, continuing. That is true, Finn. At least she hasn't become a blonde. I know, Macy. I probably am.
I'd like to know where they've been and why they're not out on the streets investigating all of these people that are harassing and inciting violence on law enforcement officers right now. They're allowing the situation to be volatile. They're not doing their work. They haven't for years, and maybe they should get to work a little bit.
Remember how much Trump has incited violence against American citizens? You know, telling people to be beaten up at his rallies, threatening people, threatening his political opponents, attacking a foreign country. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. Right now, he's threatening Greenland. Okay. All right.
On the unprecedented fraud that we've seen in Minnesota and in Minneapolis by people that stole from American citizens and diverted funds away from vulnerable people and programs and services that they needed and put it into their own pockets. Minnesota's a train
Swamp
wreck.
wizard.
It is corrupt, and it was under the leadership of Governor Walz and this
I know,
mayor
Doug, we
that they
are.
allowed it to happen, and they let criminals and illegals and people abuse programs and steal the money, and now they're allowing violence to
Craig,
go
I'm not
forward on the
blocking you. What do you
streets
mean?
as well.
I have not blocked you. What are you talking about? All right. So, okay, of course, we're still talking about the fraud stuff in Minnesota because I'm sure that's the most important thing happening in the country right now. Of course, MAGA has to latch on to any small thing. By the way, a lot of that fraud stuff has been completely blown out of proportion, massively blown out of proportion. And I'm going to point out that the biggest purveyor of fraud is the president of the United States right now, who has broken multiple laws and has won tons and tons of oh gosh, my stream paused for a second. Okay, anyway, who has basically stolen tons of money and has gotten tons of richer while he's been in office. Okay. All right. Thank you. 63 felonies. Correct. 63 felonies. And I know you guys don't care about it. A lot of you don't care about it because, you know, you're brainwashed, etc. And he's the cult leader. But I don't know about you. I don't want any president that has 63 felonies. So, yeah. Okay. Just look at her tires. She was obviously trying to drive away from ICE. Yeah, she was very obviously trying to drive away from ICE. We watched the video. You could see that they were turned away. They were turned away. Oh, I know. Yeah, a lot of local police don't like ICE. All right. A lot of local police don't like ICE Billions of dollars of fraud, but you somehow want to say Trump. All right, all right, all right. Okay, right. Don't you love how they're all standing behind her?
I won't put a blanket statement out like those other individuals will. What I would
Yeah,
say
of course.
is, I
Roland Main,
them to
welcome
come
back,
and
Roland
help
Main.
us. Come help us make sure that the streets are safe, that laws are enforced.
Agreed,
and that we
Klausy
can do
Fuss.
the right thing to make sure that American citizens come first. Yes, sir. They have not been cut out. They don't have any jurisdiction in this investigation. Yes, go ahead.
I remember you yesterday, Roland Main.
I'm going to speak to this individual right here. Yes.
Meowsord. I always open carry in parking lots in case a dangerous weapon backs out at
Anytime
1
you
mile
take
per hour.
something,
contradiction to what they are seeing and watching in the multiple angles that have been released.
what I would, this vehicle was used to hit this officer. It was used as a weapon, and the officer feels as though his life was in jeopardy. It was used to perpetuate a violent act that this
Oh
officer...
my God! Yeah, she was just. That poor ICE officer was so threatened. So threatened. Hello, I have a treat for you. Welcome back. I have a treat for you. That's so funny. People keep saying, you know, well, you've never been hit by a car. Neither has that ICE agent. Okay, so Christy is a beautiful lady. I beg to differ. Okay. All right. Okay.
took action to protect himself and to protect his fellow law enforcement officers. So we'll let this continue to go forward and follow the same policies and procedures that every use of force situation does. But we've had almost over 100 times.
Yeah, right.
vehicles
Drusilla
have
lady is a
abused
bit of an
law
exaggeration.
enforcement officers and to do damage.
Oh my God, their stream sucks. God, look,
someone
classic
to
Trump
incite
administration.
violence
Everything's
against
incompetent.
And
I mean, come on, couldn't they even stream well?
Death. It needs to be told exactly what it was.
Or maybe she's just malfunctioning, like in the South Park episode. She is a monster in human form.
I would say that when these individuals use their vehicles to try to ram our law enforcement and to put their lives in jeopardy, that law enforcement officer has to make a decision to protect his life and the individuals around him as well. Yes.
I agree. She was funny. And all right. Probably Macy. You're probably right there, Macy. Right, Jonas? I agree.
You know, I didn't see those comments, but from what I understand, he also put out a statement later as well. So I'll let Tom speak to that. But all of us are on the same page in the fact that this law enforcement officer followed his training and that he defended and acted in defense of his life and those around him. Yes.
Oh, by the way, folks, protests are happening. Yeah, right. Everyone drives bad. That's not. I don't think that's the excuse. All right, illegal kidnap president. Yep.
There will be more details coming out as this goes forward in the coming days, and I'll talk more about that closure in the future. Yep.
Okay, we're done with this. This isn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be because it's just the same old, same old, same old, isn't it? Same old, same old, same old. Meanwhile, the mayor of Minneapolis came out and said the following.
We've dreaded this moment. They are not only is this a concern.
I think this is the right one.
This moment since the
president believe about.
Oh, wait, guys. I have good news for you. I'm sure my community is very happy after I just forced you to watch Christy Nome. My community, please forgive me. I know you hate me. But for the sake of how the stream is going, JD Vance is live. JD Vance is live. Let's listen. Please cover your couch's eyes. We don't want any couches traumatized by the viewing of this show. I know. I'm sorry, Mira. I'm sorry for all the rational people out there. I'm very sorry. I know, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I know this is unpleasant. I do apologize in advance. I'm already traumatized as well.
And
Okay, blah, 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 blah. Here comes JD Vance. Let's see what JD Vance has to say. I wonder why he's up there.
All the Trump administration is doing and to make an additional important announcement on this front. So please, Mr. Vice President, will be joining us now.
I'm sorry, Mithril, forgive me. I know. I'm being selfish.
Great. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And I want to echo some of what Carolyn said about what we're doing to combat the rampant fraud that exists in our immigration system, thanks to failed politicians and thanks to people who allowed the
That's funny, King Shit. Sorry, guys. I know I shouldn't be engaging. King Shit says, sorry, he knows what a man and women are. I know you guys hate that. First of all, can you improve your grammar a little bit? It's kind of, sorry, he knows what a... Sorry, okay, I don't know what. Anyway, first of all, just because you've never been with a woman doesn't mean you have to criticize other people, okay? Just because you've never had that opportunity, or a man, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, just because you've never been with one, and none of them have ever wanted you, doesn't mean you need to start talking about men and women, all right? Anyway, moving on.
American taxpayer to be taken advantage of for far too long.
Ew, outer signal, gross.
Why this matters?
Agreed, Yappermouth, 100%.
I am a father of 3 young kids, a lot of kids. A lot of people in my generation. What is that going on there? Is that normal? Okay. CNN installed this broken camera just to throw me off my game, but it's not going to work. So here's the simple fact.
Finn, hello.
If you're a young parent struggling to afford childcare in the United States of America, there are programs that we have to make it easy.
Right, guys. Who here is struggling? Who here is struggling with money? I know most Americans are. Most of us are struggling with healthcare costs, housing costs, the cost of childcare, all these other things. I am sure that the Trump administration has been really great for all of you, hasn't it? Really helped you, like, above and beyond anything you could have ever hoped for, right? Right. I'm sure none of you are struggling anymore.
For your
That's
kids
sarcasm,
to get
by the
daycare,
way.
for your kids to get
Excellent,
preschool.
Dubois. Fantastic.
Those programs should go to American citizens, not be defrauded by Somali immigrants and others. Make it hard for you to get the access to the resources you need. But number 2, make it
Drusilla,
easier
I will
for
pay
people
for your
who shouldn't
couch's
even be in this
psychiatric bill.
country
I'm so sorry
to
for your
fleece
couch.
the United States and our taxpayers to begin with. We have actually activated a major interagency task force to make it possible to get to the heart of this fraud. We have Department of Agriculture resources that are focused on SNAP fraud so that people who need food benefits can get them, but illegal aliens and other fraudsters don't. We have over 1,500
right, Mr. King
subpoenas
K?
the Department of Justice has issued.
By the way,
to get to
welcome,
the heart
King K.
of the
I
fraud
remember
ring.
you've been
We've
around
done
quite a bit.
almost
Love to have you
100
around.
indictments, mostly Somali immigrants, but also a few others. And of course, we're looking in with broad investigatory authority to a number of
You're
the
fantastic. Love that
instances
comment.
of wrongdoing
Royal
that
Maine,
we've
love your
seen
comments.
in Minneapolis. But
Finn,
we
love
also
to see
want
you
to
again.
expand this. We know that the fraud isn't just happening in Minneapolis, it's also happening in
Of course
states
they
like
are, Jonas.
Ohio.
Guys, don't we love talking? Why are we always talking about Somalis? Again, when non-Somali Americans do something, are we like, look at all these German American fraudsters. Look at all these Italian American fraudsters. Look at all, I don't really think you say that. You don't really say that, do we? Or look at all these German fraudsters. By the way, a lot of these Somalis are, in fact, Americans. Why don't we call them American fraudsters? Okay, guys, you know why. You know why. And that's also why Trump called them Haitian, was talking about Haitians in Springfield. Okay, right.
Happening in states like
There you
California.
go.
And so what we're doing in order to help coordinate this remarkable interagency effort from the Trump administration, but also to make sure that we prosecute.
Plus, the biggest, I think the biggest problem in the country is the Scot. I think Trump is Scottish, isn't he, or something? I don't know. I don't know what is. It doesn't matter. My point is, I think there's the Scot in the White House. Don't hate me, Dolly Boy. Is the Scot in the White House? Look at all this illegal activity going on from these Scots, right? Okay.
The bad guys and do it as swiftly and efficiently
German
as
and
possible is we are creating a new assistant attorney general position who will have nationwide jurisdiction over the issue
Goodbye,
of
Tiago.
fraud. Now, of course, that
Tiago,
person's
you're
efforts
leaving.
will start and focus primarily in Minnesota, but it is going to be a nationwide effort because, unfortunately, the American people have been defrauded in a very nationwide way. I want
Yes,
to thank
by
a
our
couple of
government.
people for their cooperation, in particular Pam Bondi, our Attorney General.
Folks,
First
please
of all,
donate. If you want
for
to see
getting
me
a
put
lot
on
of
the jester
resources
collar,
to
please
Minneapolis
just
to
donate.
start to investigate and prosecute this fraud really at an industrial scale. We've never seen fraud like this in the history of our country. Pam has been doing a great job to get the resources there to uncover it, but importantly, Creating a job like this often takes months, sometimes even longer. When we realized that we needed this Associate Attorney General position, Pam got this person up and running in about a week. We're going to make the nomination hopefully in the next few days. We'll obviously let you guys know who that is when we do it.
Fair. Okay,
I've
so
talked
he's
to Senator-
German. Then there you go. I guess all the German crime going on in this country from the White House, right?
Majority Leader John Thune, who has promised me swift confirmation for this official. But this is the person who is going to make sure that we stop defrauding the American people. And here's one final thing I'll say about this. I've heard a lot of people say that we need a special counsel to investigate fraud in the United States of America. I actually agree.
Guys, all these
and that's-
these are all attempted distractions, don't you see? Like they're trying to do everything they can. Let's not don't talk about Minneapolis. Don't talk about Minneapolis. Don't talk about Minneapolis. Don't talk about the Epstein files. Don't talk about Minneapolis. Don't talk about the Epstein files. It's so it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's cute.
What this position does. It has all the benefits, all the resources, all the authority of a special counsel,
Lucky
but with
Strikes.
two crucial differences. Number one, it will be run out of the White House under the supervision of me and the President of the United States.
Don't you love? Okay, you can always tell when JD Vance talks, he's trying to sound like so authoritative and shit. So authoritative, like we will be there and we will do this. And of course, all the couches in the country are quivering in fear listening to this. But okay.
And number two, it's actually constitutionally legitimate. As you guys may know, the special
There you
counsel
go,
statute
Jean-Claude.
has some major constitutional questions. When we get the bad guys, we want to make sure we get them permanently and they don't have some legal technicality they can get.
Okay, as in let's just murder them, right? I know that's not what he means, obviously, but I mean it's kind of funny given what just happened that he would say that. Kind of matches what the administration's doing, right? Let's get them permanently. Okay. Don't take that literally, eyes, please.
Get out of, which is why we set it up as an Associate Attorney General. I'll take some questions, but I want to make just one final observation here. When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well,
okay, honest question. Can we all agree that that's just factually true? Like, I'm not even saying that from a biased perspective. Yeah, an ICE officer killed an American citizen. That statement doesn't even show bias. It's just saying because the ICE officer did kill an American citizen. What's the... Okay. Are we denying that an ICE officer killed an American citizen? He did. It wasn't the word murder. All right.
That's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack.
That's a description of what happened
over the last 24
hours. Yeah, that's just a fact.
And I say attack very, very intentionally because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day.
They do.
What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car.
Oh, he was dragged. Did you guys see him get dragged? Don't believe your lying eyes, folks. We all saw him get dragged by that car, didn't we? Didn't we see him get dragged? Did we all see that? Do we all see that? Do we all agree that he was dragged by the car by a domestic terrorist, as the administration is calling this mother? Hilarious to me. Okay.
6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile? What that headline leaves out
liar.
is that woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation
there you go,
in
Doug.
the United States of America. What that headline leaves out is that woman is part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault, and to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. If the media wants to tell the truth, they ought to...
Hey, sorry, I know I keep pausing it. Roland Main, you really need to stay around in our community. You got some great comments. Roland Main, this is literally 1984 shit. They're testing how much they can lie when there's literal footage. Yep, absolutely, and MAGA will fall in line 100%. And, as I said before, die Welt ist meine Vorstellung, that old German phrase, the world is however I view it to be. It doesn't matter what reality is. Okay.
Tell the truth that a group of left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the President of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, which is enforce
To violate our
immigration
rights.
laws. The President stands with ICE.
Yep,
I stand
exactly,
with ICE.
Roland Main.
We stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with his,
You literally,
with her
you
car.
can see
He
the
shot
tires
back.
of the car. They are not pointed towards him at all. She slowly goes around him, and then he kills her after he's to the side of the car. Okay. Real fast, folks, I would like to share with all of you where did it go? Where did I put this thing? Would someone in our community, do you mind putting up the Twitch, or not the Twitch, I'm sorry, the Discord link, please? Do you mind guys putting up the Discord link? Please join our Discord. We have a fast-growing community on there. Would love to have more people there. You can also recommend things for me to react to in some of your videos. Okay.
He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her.
Again, even if she wasn't, even if she was there to protest, that doesn't give you the right to execute her in cold blood in the middle of the street. Thank you, London. The Discord link has been posted in chat. Please join our Discord if you're interested. We have a great and fast-growing community on there. It's getting bigger every day. Also, please follow me if you like the content. I stream every day except for Wednesdays and Sundays. Typically, we don't do stuff like this. Well, we do a combination of things. We do politics and we do education and history and anthropology. We do a bunch of things, but it's a great fun time. We play games sometimes. Please stop by more often.
Be ashamed of yourselves, every single one of you. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I wanted to read a quote from Tim Walz earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "When things look
Jai
good,
Kips,
it was
yep.
Minnesota's first that held the line for the nation on July 3rd, 1863.
Bye-bye,
and I think
Meowsword.
we may be in that moment now." Can you comment on his rhetoric and Mayor Jacob Frey and whether they want to see unrest in Minneapolis?
Well, that's very tough rhetoric from a guy who just quit because his fraudulent activities have been uncovered. Look, Tim Walz is a joke.
Of
His
course,
entire
remember,
administration
literally,
has been a
Trump
joke.
said,
The
"I have a
idea
treat."
that
I
he's
love
some
the
sort of
uneducated.
freedom fighter. He's not. He's a guy who has enabled fraud and maybe, in fact, has
I
participated
agree,
in
Philip.
fraud. That's
I
what
agree.
this new Assistant Attorney General position is going to find out.
The live
I don't
chat
care what Tim Walz
is very
says.
disturbing.
I care about getting to the bottom of this fraud for the American people, and I care about enforcing the nation's immigration laws. That's what we're going to stay focused on.
On a related question here, I mean, Democrats have accused ICE of murder. They've said they're targeting Americans. They've told ICE to get the F out of Minnesota. This is going to stoke the fire against ICE agents. And you're talking about ICE agents right now and being concerned about them. What, if anything, is the administration going to do to make sure these folks are protected during these protests? But also, should DHS sort of revisit their procedures here? I mean, nobody wants to see an American killed.
Right, Sir Bartholomew?
Are there changes that need to be made to make sure something like this doesn't happen again?
Look, first of all, of course, nobody
You're
wants
right,
an American
Jean-Claude.
citizen
Probably.
to
I'm
be
worried that
killed.
the
This
guy will
is
get a pardon, and
absolutely
I don't think he'll
tragedy.
even be found
But
guilty.
It's a tragedy of the making of the far left. They have radicalized a very small segment of the population, taught them that ICE agents are engaging in wide-scale violation of people's rights. What our ICE officers are
Because
doing
they are.
is deporting the millions of,
Of
criminal
course
aliens
it
that were
is,
let in during the
Felipe,
Biden
right?
administration. So number one, we have to say, as a matter of leadership, and I would appreciate if the Democrats would join me on this, let's be honest about the fact that we have way too many illegal aliens in this country. Our ICE officers should be supported in doing their
Yeah,
job.
the most criminal
You're
people
trying
are
to
in the White House and
actually
in Congress. Can I just point
the
that out?
far-left lunatic fringe to engage in doxing, to try to make it impossible
By the way,
for them to
Trump deeply unpopular right now. Deeply unpopular. So to say that people that don't like what Trump is doing are the lunatic left-wing fringe means that the majority of Americans are the lunatic left-wing fringe. For those who like Trump out there, boy, is he doing a really poor job of keeping Americans together, isn't he? So even if you like him, not doing a great job of keeping people happy, is he? Let's see here. Yep. Oh, you're so right, Stroger. Sir Trogdor. Yeah, Sir Trogdor. Excuse me. Can't put themselves together. Absolutely. Yep. They want to deport 100 million. Hilarious. Okay. Majority supports Trump. That's hilarious. Okay. United Universal Citizen, recent high school graduate held. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That could happen, Jean-Claude. Trump is keeping us united. Couldn't be more happy. How funny. Couldn't agree more. Sorry, I'm just reading what you have. It's you dirty leftists. Hilarious. Okay. All right.
Enforce the law, and in some cases, actually to engage in
Right,
acts of
right.
domestic terrorism
Glutamology,
against our
hilarious.
law enforcement
Well,
officers.
maybe we are, but in
when you
the
talk about
different way
different
than what
plans,
they
different
think.
protocols, different policies, I forget exactly how you asked the question. Here's the simple fact. What we're going to do is make it easier for the American people's administration to enforce the American people's law. And that means that Democrats have to stop rallying the mob against legitimate law enforcement.
The mob. That's what they think of all of us. We are the mob. We're just the mob. We're the peasants. Look at all the peasants outside. Oh, the peasants are getting rowdy. Oh, the peasants the mob is riled up. Okay, love it. Love it.
Operations, and that means that we are going to get tougher, and that's what this AAG position is about. We're going to get tougher at the people who are defrauding the United States by inciting violence against our law enforcement officers. That's one of the things that we're going to do. We've already started that
totally
work at
Lucky
the
Strike.
Department of Justice, but we're going to keep on doing it, and this new AAG position is going to kick that into high gear.
Vice President Vance, you just suggested that this woman who was killed, Renee Good, is part of a broader left-wing network. Who do you think is behind
Right, RLB.
this broader left-wing network?
Let them
Well,
eat
it's one of the things we're going to have to
McDonald's.
figure out, but here's the way that I put it. When somebody throws a brick at an ICE agent, or somebody tries to run over an ICE agent,
Right, that's what she was doing.
paid for the brick? And who told protesters to show up and engage in violent activity against our law enforcement officers? You see, just with this most recent terrible incident.
Dilla, sorry, Dilligaf, 109. Dilla Gaff. I'm sorry, I don't know how you want me to pronounce that. I completely agree with you. I don't like the Republicans or the Democrats. Both are awful. Both are corrupt. We need major reform in this country. We cannot believe neither party represents us at all. The Democrats are deeply corrupt. The Republicans are deeply corrupt. Trump is a symptom of a problem. We need major reforms. We need major changes. We cannot keep sticking to this two-party system where both sides are controlled by corporate entities and the wealthy. And I completely agree with you. And the Democratic Party, for the people who are out there who like the Democratic Party for some reason, you do know that they're the ones that created Trump, right? By failing to provide for the needs of the American people and by being really corrupt, they led to a situation where people voted for who they viewed as being anti-establishment and against the status quo. And Trump was the only one that appeared, or at least presented himself as being anti-establishment, even though he wasn't. He was the swamp. He was worse. That is how fascists take over, is if the system is corrupt and people are suffering and there's wealth inequality and neither main party offers any solution, a straw man can come around to convince people that he is the solution to the problems. So the Democrats need some major goddamn reforms because they have failed us over and over again, and they're weak. They're weak. They have no idea how to run a campaign. They barely do a thing for us. Okay, they mess around the edges as if that's going to change anything. Okay, we need major reforms. All right.
In Minneapolis, you see friends of this woman's or other people who are eyewitnesses saying basically that she was there to engage in obstruction of a legitimate law enforcement operation. How did she get there? How did she learn about this? There's an entire network, and frankly, some of the media are participating.
Which is, by the way, funny, guys. Yeah, the GOP is absolutely evil, but the Democrats are not good. I want to point that out. Okay. So, right, so just be aware of that, okay? Can we, do something about the Democratic Party, too, so that we actually have someone to vote for other than the fascist right-wingers that will actually stop this, will actually change things? Well, what happened previously? Well, we had Biden, and then we went right back to Trump because, once again, the Democrats didn't do anything, or they did so little that it didn't change anything. We need major reforms. And for those who want to go back to the status quo, go back to the quote-unquote status quo, the status quo created Trump. We can't go back to the status quo. We need major changes. And the only thing we haven't tried is left-wing reforms. It just is. And I'm talking economic reforms. We haven't tried left-wing economic reforms. We've tried the right-wing ones, which were dumb to begin with. Everyone knew they would fail. Okay. Exactly. They're Wall Street lackeys. Maybe we should do something to help all of us. Okay. You know what I want for all of you? I know I'm getting off track here. You know what I want for all of you? I want you to have to work less hours a week. I want you to get paid more for it. I want you all to be part of a union. I want you all to have health care. I want you all to be able to raise a child. I want you all to have really good quality housing for cheap. You know what I want for you? I want you to live at the same level of existence as most of the wealthy Western nations in the world do. We work more and we are less, we have worse health care. We work more. We are more stressed and less happy than other wealthy nations in the world. We need major reforms. Okay. All right. We need to massively tax the wealthy. All right. I trust all of you much more to make the right decisions about these things than I do those corporate goons that are up there in Congress. All right.
Participating in it that is trying to incite violence against our law enforcement officers. It's ridiculous, it's preposterous, and part of our investigatory work is getting to the bottom of it. Who's funding it, who's supporting it, who's cheerleading
I agree, billionaires shouldn't exist. Why the hell would we have billionaires?
it, and of course if there's illegal activity related to
Yeah,
that, we're going to get to the bottom of that and prosecute it where we can.
Vice President, thank you for taking questions today. Is
That's exactly what I am, RL.
there a risk with you describing her as a deranged leftist, talking about very specific facts of these events?
Yeah, Jonas.
When an investigation is just beginning, are you preempting a
For those that disagree with me, I hope you know I want you to have less expensive groceries. I want you to have free health care. I want you to live good, decent lives. I want you to be able to raise your children. I want you to be able to get a college education. Insult me all you want, though I do want you to be happy and successful too, okay? Just want to throw that out there. I just want to point that out because we're not the same, all right? You only care about certain people being happy, and that would be people who look like you, who have the same ideas as you, and things like that. I want everyone to be happy, all right? You want the left-wing people to die. I don't. Okay. I'm moving on.
thorough investigation by drawing such conclusions? And have you received any information beyond the videos we've seen publicly
They're not, Macy, I'm sorry to
about
say.
this individual, her specific acts that has informed your point of view?
Well, first of all, the Department of Justice is going to investigate this.
Hello,
the
Satan.
Department of
Welcome.
Homeland Security is already investigating this, but the simple fact is, what you see is what you get in this case. You have a woman who was trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. Nobody debates that. You have a woman who aimed her car at a law enforcement officer and pressed on the accelerator. Nobody debates that.
No,
I
Macy.
can believe that her death is a tragedy, while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making and a tragedy of the far left who has marshaled
far
an
left,
entire
again,
movement,
demonizing,
a lunatic
demonizing,
fringe
the
against
far
our
left,
law
okay.
enforcement officers. I think what is clearly happening here, and it's going to keep on happening unless the Democrats wake up and say, you know what, you don't have to agree with our immigration policies. You don't have to agree with what the president or the vice president believe about immigration enforcement, but why don't you take this to the ballot box? Why don't you vote? Why don't you organize? Instead, what some of them are doing,
Yeah, it's funny to say that, of course, while the Republicans are doing everything they can to limit people's ability to vote. He's like, you go to the ballot box. Yeah, well, you're making it very hard to vote to begin with. Okay, so you know what? I got to tell you, Astro Farmer says free healthcare means you give 60% of what you make to taxes. Astro Farmer, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't care that you're from Canada. We have other Canadians in here who completely disagree. As a matter of fact, folks, if we have universal healthcare, what happens now is that your healthcare premiums get taken out of your paychecks and sent to a healthcare company. Under universal health care, that money would no longer be being taken out of your paychecks and will instead be being taken out of your taxes. And it would be less being taken out of your taxes than it would be being taken out of your paychecks. You would be paying less under a universal health care system than you would under the current private healthcare system. And by the way, because socialized healthcare systems don't have a profit motive, that deeply reduces costs. Because these healthcare companies aren't middlemen trying to make a profit, which increases costs because they'll charge you more so they could make money. Get rid of the middleman, prices go down. Yeah, you know what, Astro Farmer? for the Americans in here, who here has ever had to deal with a wait in America to see a specialist? I have. That the lie that you have to wait a long time in Canada, yeah, guess what? You have to wait a long time in the United States to see someone. And by the way, even if we have to wait longer in a place like Canada, you also have a higher quality healthcare, higher life expectancy, and you're happier. So forgive me, even if you have to wait a little longer, you're still healthier and happier. All right. I'm calm. I'm calm, folks. I am calm. There you go. So, oh, okay. By the way, folks, please, if you would like, I agree, RL. I would very much like it if people would donate. If we get 2 more donations, I think we've only gotten 1. If we get 2 more, I will put on the Jester collar. If we get 4 more, I will put on the Jester makeup. Put on the Jester makeup, okay? So if you wanna deck me out as a Jester, then please donate $2 over on YouTube, or if you're on Twitch, it would be 200 bits. All right, all right, okay, okay. All right, okay. Really, Trump just asked that military spending go up 1.5 trillion. We need that, don't we? Thank you, Jonas. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, we are now one step closer to getting the collar on. We just need 100 bits or $2. Okay. 5 years. I'm still waiting, but freedom don't come free. America. There you go, Satan. You're talking out of your ass. You never lived in a socialized country. You talk hearsay. Okay, hilarious. Canada is not a socialist country. And I got to tell you, your anecdotal evidence is not evidence. All the stats show that people that live in countries with socialized healthcare are healthier and happier. All right. Ugh. All right, folks, I am done with JD Vance. I don't know about all you. I am at the edge of my patience here. Okay. Okay, exactly. All right. So let us see here what I'm going to get out of JD Vance. I'm going to put my face up here for a second. I don't know. What is that, Finn? I don't know. By the way, hearsay is not spelled Heirsay. Okay. That is not hearsay. All right. I just want to point. Someone spelled that deeply wrong. I just wanted to correct you. Okay. So let's put up my face. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Right. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. ICE, thank you. You'd make a lovely teacher. And I'm not referring to the organization. I'm referring to our member, ICE. Okay. Oh my God. Do we got? Yeah, sure. Gladly, Jonas. Would you send me it, Jonas? Do you know where I could find a video of Stephen Fascist Miller? Love him. Love looking at his evil face. And they crumbled. Guys, please, I don't want to debate socialism. You guys have no idea. The ones who are chatting, you have no idea what socialism is. There are multiple forms of socialism. Oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall whenever I have to talk about socialism. Americans are deeply uninformed about what socialism is. Deeply uninformed. Even though America has a very deep socialist tradition, you guys don't know what socialism is. I don't even want to talk about it because it's so frustrating for me. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Okay, I know. I'm so tired of having to argue about what socialism is. I don't even, okay. I'm tired of it. If you want to know, yeah, we saw it, Dubois. If you want to know what socialism is, come to my normal streams, okay? Or read a book. Oh my God. Again, folks, for those of you who know, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be doing this. For those of you who do know what socialism is, these are the comments I'm talking about. I'd rather work a job and make my own in life. Yeah, guess what? You work a job under socialism too. You have a job and you make money. Again, you don't know what socialism is. Okay. I don't need government assistance. Again, you don't know what socialism is. Okay. I don't know what is a road government assistance, for example. I know that's not fully what socialism is. Okay. Anyway. All right. Read about socialism. Stop commenting on things you don't understand, please. Okay, it's humiliating. It's embarrassing. Okay, so Mr. K, ICE agents recently attacked a father and his 16-year-old son. Put their knee on the 16-year-old's head ripped shirt and kidnapped. By the way, Satan, I love your name. I'm an atheist. I know this will scare away half the people in here because you're probably a bunch of you are probably Christian nationalists. But I love your name, Satan. And I love resisting authority figures. If that's why that's your name. Okay. So, did you see Katie Miller's post about Greenland? No, I did not. I did not see Katie Miller's posts about Greenland. Thank you, Jonas. Let's see what did Stephen Miller have to say?
We're back and continuing.
Oh, this is great. So let's talk about Venezuela, shall we? Since there's so much shitty news going on, it's hard to keep up with all of it. It's hard to keep up with it. So, no, King, I'm not a Satanist. I don't care about religion. I don't care about the organization, the Church of Satan or whatever, which is basically just a free speech organization, a freedom of religion organization. I'm not involved in any of that. I do like, I appreciate the work that organization does for freedom of religion, though. I do. Okay. All right. So let's watch
with
this.
The world lead.
Apparently, we were going to get to hear Stephen Miller, the Nazi sympathizer. All right.
Are life-threatening. Can you share with us how serious any injuries to American service members
I'm sorry,
might be?
you guys can't see it,
and
can
also
you?
any information you can tell us about any Venezuelan civilian casualties.
Yes. Well, let me take the second part first, which is that the overwhelming share of casualties and fatalities that were inflicted were against the Cuban guard that had exerted control over the people of Venezuela.
Exactly.
So many don't realize that for years, Maduro stayed in power through an illicit deal with
I have the
Cuban
wrong.
communists
I'm an idiot. I have
to
the wrong
provide
screen
his
up.
security.
Oh, looks like I'm a fool.
He didn't trust his own people to keep him safe. That is how much he was hated inside of Venezuela. So what our special forces encountered when they did that daring midnight assault into Caracas were armed Cuban guards, and they sustained massive numbers of casualties. I can't give you an exact number.
What do I think of Maduro? Not a fan of Maduro, I got to be honest with you. Does that mean I think we need to overthrow him? Nope. Not at all. Doesn't need to be overthrown at all. And for those who say that there's Venezuelans celebrating, there's also Venezuelans protesting. And most of you don't seem to know anything about history. Do you know what happens every other time America has overthrown a foreign government? It hasn't been good.
The numbers that you've seen in terms of the Cuban guards publicly reported are probably lower than the actual number
By the way,
that were
folks,
killed.
if you want to, you know that there are Americans who actually go to Cuba to get health care? Look it up. There are Americans who go into Mexico to get health care. There are Americans who used to go into Canada to get health care. I don't think they do anymore because Canada has sort of made the border harder to get through in that way. So before you start saying that there are people that come to America for, well, yeah, the rich come to America to get health care because we have very high-tech technology, but no one can afford it unless you're rich. But there are Americans who literally go to Cuba to get health care because it's much less expensive there.
First question, no, none of the, at least as I've been briefed, none of the injuries are life-threatening. Everybody is stable. And it just underscores the remarkable skill, precision, courage, and capability of our special forces. And I wanted to set the table one more time for your audience.
Of course he
I'm sure
does,
you've talked about
Jonas.
it at length already. But the United States of America launched an assault force.
Guys, he looks familiar to someone. Who does he look like? Who does he look like? Oh, he reminds me of someone. Who is it again? Who is... Oh, that looks... Is that the... I don't know about you. You know, one second. I feel like this looks familiar. What is his...
We're back and continuing.
Let's go back.
United States of America.
Let's take a look here, shall we? There's Stephen Miller, and then I'm just taking a quick look here. Okay, there's the Bundesarchiv. Stephen Miller. Look a little. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Anyway, sorry, sorry. Just noticed a similarity there between Stephen Miller and Goebbels. You're right. One does have hair. Forgive me, Sir Bartholomew. Okay. Just a kind of funny note there.
The United States of America has encircled this nation for months. One of the largest naval armadas in history
Very interesting.
has been stationed off its coast.
Yeah.
Fighter jets have been encircling
There you go, RL.
the island.
You know what?
Engaging in
I
kinetic.
probably shouldn't call him Goebbels because he probably likes that comparison.
Lethal strikes against Maduro's drug boats and trained Iraqi gang members leaving the island.
Yeah.
We have launched a complete oil embargo of the Ghost Fleet, the dark ships.
We've
and
been
now
covering
on
all
top
of it.
of that,
Yeah.
and now on top of all that, right? Maduro is sitting in a jail cell in New York, as is his wife. So of course there's going to be, this is very important though, of course there's going to be some posturing.
Okay.
Without giving anything away, I want to be very clear.
But
very clear. The government has sent
Yes,
message.
Alyssa, I can hear this spittle. He's like this squelch, squelch, squelch. Jesus Christ. It's like I feel like he might like spit acid. That might be just part of what he does.
This is such an important point, Jake. To the Secretary of State, to our senior U.S. government official negotiators, they have sent message after message making clear that they will meet the terms, demands, conditions, and requirements of the United States.
Okay.
And I want to be very clear about that.
I know,
let's,
Finn, don't they?
the question about who is now running Venezuela is one that even members of Congress who are big Trump supporters say they're not quite sure about. Senate Majority Leader John Thune told CNN's Manu Raju that he doesn't know what President Trump
you know what?
meant by his assertion.
I think you're right there, JDH. You know what? Let's look. He also looks like. He also kind of looks like this guy, right? Oh my God, you're right. Kind of similarity there. Big time Oh my God, you're right. That's a similarity. Jesus, I never even thought about Adolf Eichmann. Interesting. What you think? There's a relation there, folks? You think that there's a relation between Adolf Eichmann and Stephen Miller? That is very similar. Oh my, dear God, wow. Shocking, a shocking similarity. All right. Very good. Okay, so yeah, it might be his grandpa. Who knows? All right, let's continue.
Assertion that the U.S. is running Venezuela, and he said
why is he? Okay. Also, why is he always going like this? He's like always drawing his head back, like he's just seen a black person that's about to sit next to him, because that's how he'd react to a black person. Like, okay, I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe something spinal. I don't know. Maybe it's his general repulsion. He's just very scared of human beings. Because of anyone who doesn't look like him or think like him, he's very scared about it. Yeah, he's mewing. That's what it looks like. You're right. That's how anyone looks after surviving by sucking out people's blood for hundreds of years on end. Absolutely. Yeah, the heroin's hitting. What they do now will be the decider. About Venezuela? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Duck face, right? Exactly, Rico. I'm Adolf Eichmann. Exactly. Okay. So we'll continue, shall we? We'll continue.
Needs more information. Can you tell us what the
By the
president
way, folks,
means?
we only need 100 more bits or $1 or whatever it is for me to put on the jester collar.
When he says, is acting President Delcy Rodriguez in charge? Is she running Venezuela or not?
Well, what the president said is true. The United States of America is running Venezuela. By definition, that's true. Jake,
How are we running Venezuela? By bully tactics? I've talked about this on my stream before. We had no plan for after the coup, I swear. Just by intimidating Venezuela, how are we going to make sure they do our will? I mean, okay, there's moral issues with this to begin with. I'm just saying strategically it's rather dumb. Okay?
We live in a we live in a world in which you can talk all you want about international niceties and everything else. But we live in a world.
Yeah, they don't know.
In the real world.
Yeah,
Jake,
Drusilla.
That is governed by strength.
Oh, okay, here are the Nazi talking points. We live in a real world that is governed by strength. Very Hitlerian. Remember, Hitler believed that there was a natural racial struggle and that the world is governed by survival of the fittest. Now, technically, there is some truth to it. And my point is that if you're the most powerful country, unfortunately, you become imperial like the United States is becoming. You start beating up everyone like an imperial power. I would love the American empire to collapse. Please let it collapse. I'm just saying. But this is very fascistic talking point.
That is governed by force, that is governed by power. These are the iron laws of the world that have existed since the beginning of time.
But in terms of day-to-day operations in Venezuela, that is acting President Rodriguez, right? It's not some sort of American emissary.
What I'm saying is, we'll keep going here, Jake. So I want to say what I'm saying, and you'll follow up. But what I'm saying is just one level above that.
Look at him. He looks like he's like trying to get away from the camera, or maybe his head is trying to escape his body. I don't know.
That by definition, we are in charge because we have the United States military stationed outside the country.
It is, Drusilla.
We set the terms and conditions. We have a complete embargo on all of their oil and their ability to do commerce. So for them to do commerce,
God, he sounds like a Disney villain, doesn't he? We dominate them. Like he sounds like a comical, cartoonish villain.
Need our permission. For them to be able to run an economy, they need our permission. So the United States is in charge. The United States is running the country during this transition period.
If that's true,
obviously that doesn't mean that President Trump is setting the bus fare schedule outside the country.
So
doesn't mean that President Trump is deciding the K-12 curriculum in the country.
The indictment that the president and the military were acting on from 2020 was of 6 people. 2 of them were seized on Saturday by our special operators. There are 4 other individuals indicted who remain in Venezuela. Is the U.S. demanding that they be turned over? One of them is Maduro's.
Okay, by the way, I hate the mainstream media in the United States. If you guys have watched some of the mainstream media, I've seen several mainstream media pundits basically say, the problem with this is that you didn't get all of them. There were several leaders of the Venezuelan government on the government capture list. You only got one of them. I mean, what are you going to, like, what's that about? Oh my God, American media. Okay. So some American corporate media thinks that the worst part of what we did was that we didn't get all the people that were charged with drug crimes. All right. Jesus Christ. God help us all.
Son, one of them is a former government official, one is a current government official, and one of them is the head of Tren de Aragua, as I'm sure you know. Are they going to be turned over if President Trump is in fact running Venezuela in the way you described?
Well, I don't want to, obviously, you know, we have to balance here, Jake, which I think you more than most understand. We have to balance between, of course, what I can say to you publicly versus very close hold conversations that might be happening privately.
Okay.
And I know you
actually, I'm going to put on the collar,
that.
folks. I think I did get enough for the collar. So we'll put on the jester collar. Yay! All right. Put on the jester collar today. All right. Yeah, he's just straight up making stuff up, folks. Just straight up making stuff up. Yeah, okay, folks, if we get 2 more, I'll put on the jester makeup. 2 more, and we get the whole look. I slowly, for those who are new to the stream, I slowly evolve into a jester throughout the stream. The more donations I get, the more I become a real jester. And by the end, I look like a goddamn lunatic. But hey, I'm a jester. It makes sense. It makes sense. And anyway, we'll continue watching this. And then right after this, folks, I have some announcements for the community. And then we're going to talk about the American Revolution. And then we'll talk about some other news items. Okay, so stick around. Stick around. SoCal, you be quiet. You be silent. Silence. All right, excuse me.
But I'll answer the question.
Oh, come on, Satan. Satan, I like you. I like you, Satan. I am gay, Satan. Come on, Satan. All right, I am a gay man, Satan, but I get the joke there, Satan. I get it. I also do dark woke sometimes too. I also do dark woke sometimes.
This way,
Drusilla,
there might
kind
be
of.
individuals who are fugitives from American justice that could become part of a future conversation. But it's also true that for government leaders inside of Venezuela, and as the president has said, right, we want an interim government that will respect the interests of the people of Venezuela, that wants a good, peaceful, secure future for Venezuela. So I would just say it this way. For those who may be indicted, the
apparently,
best choice they can possibly make is to be part of a constructive decision-making
absolutely, Jonas.
process for the future of Venezuela. The best decision they can make
Jesus Christ.
is to cooperate fully and completely with the United States, to be part
of... He sounds like a petty Tin Pot dictator, doesn't he? He sounds like something like Saddam Hussein would say, or like, you know, well, they just have to comply with us. Kuwait must comply with us. Or he sounds like George Bush, you know, Iraq must comply with us. They must comply with us. Okay, great.
Building this brighter future for Venezuela during this
brighter
period.
Future.
On another important topic, the Premier of Greenland and the Premier of Denmark and other Danish officials are responding to a Twitter post from your wife, Katie Miller, herself a former Trump White House official, showing Greenland covered with an American flag, saying soon. After that was posted, President Trump repeated the claim that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't need. Okay. All All right.
Danish Prime Minister.
It's about the rare earth minerals and materials that are in Greenland. And by the way, we want access to the Arctic Ocean because as the ice melts in the Arctic, it's uncovering vast fields of natural gas and oil and things like that. We want Greenland so we have easier access to the Arctic Ocean because there's a bunch of great powers now competing over control of the Arctic Ocean. And we want close access to it. It is not necessary for our national security.
Responded to this in an interview earlier today, as reported by Bloomberg, quote, I believe one
That's fair,
should
Satan.
take
I
the
don't blame
American
you.
president seriously when he says that he wants Greenland, but I will also make it clear that if the U.S. chooses to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything stops.
I agree,
including
Signal.
NATO, and thus the security that has been established since the end of the Second World War. Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take...
You're funny, Satan. You should stay in our community.
Greenland
I also just like saying Satan all the time. It makes me happy.
by force?
Well, let me go back a step. The president has been clear for months now. So I know you're treating this as breaking news. The president has been clear for months now that the United States should.
Why does he have a weird list like the United States? Okay.
Should be the nation that has
for sure,
Greenland as part of our overall security
Finn.
apparatus.
We already have
Right, but your wife posted that like hours after the Venezuela operation. That's why it's newly relevant.
Because Finn, we want the resources too.
And I'll talk with you about it for an hour. I think it's a really important conversation. I just wanted to reset, Jake, by making clear that it has been the formal position of the U.S. government since the beginning of this administration, frankly, going back into the previous Trump administration, that Greenland should be part of the United States. The president has been very clear about that. That is the formal position of the U.S. government.
Right, but can you say that military action against Greenland is off the table?
It wouldn't be military action against Greenland. The Greenland has a population of 30,000 people, Jake. The real question is...
Wait a minute. It's not military action against Greenland. It's just us sending troops against Greenland? What? Are we... I mean... Okay, it's 1984 over here, folks, isn't it? It's 1984, isn't it? 1984.
What right does Denmark assert control over Greenland? What is the basis of their territorial claim? What is their basis of having...
Oh my God, he sounds like Hitler. Like, the Sudetenland belongs to Germany. We must have the Sudetenland. The ethnic Germans there. What right does the Czech Republic... Or, sorry, what right does Czechoslovakia have at it? Okay. Okay. All right, Hitler-like. Great. This is like 19th century level shit right here. 19th and 20th century level shit. What right does they have over this territory? We must take this territory. Okay. Great. Like that for us. Thank you so much, your Matt Sai guy. Satanism is a digger religion and not a literal belief in saying people who love capitalism are peasants who don't realize they'll never be capital owners. There, okay. There you go. Matt Sai guy. Thank you so much for the donation, Matt Sai guy. Okay. All right.
Greenland is a colony of Denmark. The United States is the power of NATO. For the United States to secure
Doug, that is why I did
the Arctic region, to protect and defend NATO and NATO interests, obviously Greenland should be part of the United States.
Obviously, the Sudetenland should be part of Germany. The people in the Sudetenland speak German. It must be part of Germany. It is part of our natural sphere's control. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Hitler. I love you. You're the best. Oh my God, I know, right? Saying Jesus.
So that's a conversation that we're going to have as a country. That's a process we're going to have as a community of nations.
No, I agree, Sir Bartholomew. Really, what should happen is Mexico and Canada should annex the United States for the sake of national security. I mean, I'm just saying, if we want to follow Stephen Miller's argument, really ought to, for the sake of national security, global security, annex the United States. Okay. Oh, thank you. I have a treat for you. Really? You think so? Oh, thank you. I do speak German. I actually do literally speak German, but my accent isn't great. So thank you for saying I do have a good accent. You made my day. Thank you. Boop, boop. Okay.
So you can't take it off the table that the U.S. would use military force.
Exactly, Seth Critton. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? We're actually going to be talking about the American Revolution here in a little bit.
To seize Greenland. You can't take it off the table.
Jake, I understand you're trying very hard to, which again, is your job. I respect it. It's great to get exactly the headline, right? That catchy headline.
What the hell are you doing, Stephen Miller?
That says Miller refuses to rule out. The United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context.
Poland should be part of the Greater German Reich. We got cut off from Danzig. We must have the Greater German Reich and connect East Prussia with the rest of Germany. See what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm sorry if that was a bit loud and a bit obnoxious.
Next, that you're asking of a military operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland.
One last question, Stephen.
Doesn't make any sense.
One last question. The president was very quick to say that the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize, opposition leader Machado in Venezuela, doesn't have the support in Venezuela to become the next.
Yeah, of course, the mainstream media loves the Nobel Peace Prize. Loves it, loves it, loves it. You know, whoever gets it must be an angel.
From leader, and I wonder where he got that from, given that basically her cutout, Gonzalez, won the election last year.
I know, I heard that, Doug.
Or 2 years ago, overwhelmingly.
I don't know, Jonas.
70% of the vote or something like that. Why does the president think that Machado should not be the next leader? Why does he think she's weak?
First of all Venezuela experts agree. All Venezuela experts agree that it would be absurd and preposterous for us to suddenly fly her into the country and to put her in charge. And the military would follow her, and the security forces would follow her. This is not a serious. It's not even a serious question.
So should there be an election?
Let me, if you give me the floor for 30 seconds, let me tell you what we are doing here, Jake.
The
United States, this is sort of foundational. The United States is using its military to secure our interests unapologetically in our hemisphere.
Great. And oh, guys, did you know that the hemisphere belongs to us? Did you know that? This hemisphere is our hemisphere. Okay? Donald Trump is Emperor Palpatine. All right? We are the empire. All right? So, did we, this goes back to historically, the idea of the Monroe Doctrine that North and South America are part of America's sphere of influence. No other power can mess with it, or we will mess with them. We have overthrown multiple governments in North and South America over time in an effort to keep our control over the hemisphere. But I love how he's just saying it out loud. I love how he's saying it out loud. Yes, the Rhineland is ours. It must be remilitarized to protect German interest. Exactly, London. Like, this is... I just love how he's open about it. He's like, it is ours. Okay. All right. Coruscant is ours. Hoth is ours. Okay. All right. This is great. Jonas, you didn't say it, Jonas. I agree, but you said it. I didn't say it.
We're super...
The funny thing, Jonas, is that we already have, and yet we're still doing this, right? We are Vietnam War, Afghanistan didn't end so well. But, we don't learn. We never learn.
And under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. It is absurd that we would allow a nation in our own backyard to become the supplier of resources to our adversaries, but not to us, to hoard weapons from our adversaries, to be able to be positioned as an asset against the United States rather than on behalf of the United States.
Sovereign countries shouldn't be able to do what they want to do.
The Monroe Doctrine and the Trump Doctrine is all about securing the national interests of America. For years, we sent our soldiers to die in deserts in the Middle East to try to build them parliaments, to try to build them democracies, to try to give them more oil, to try to give them more resources.
I know, Drusilla, I know.
The future of the free world, Jake, depends on America.
Right, Jonas, and that's always the excuse, isn't it, Jonas? That's called casus belli. We always need to come up with an excuse for why we're being an aggressive attacker. And so you always claim defense, right? Always claim defense. We are defending ourselves. We're defending ourselves. We're defending ourselves. No, we're not. We're the aggressors. We are the ones attacking, okay?
Assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole
right, London?
period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and
know,
engaging these
honestly,
vast
what you're talking
reparation
about right
schemes.
now.
What I'm talking about, Jake,
Sir Bartholomew, actually kind of, because that's literally the same phrase.
Is the idea, and by the way, you do, I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake,
it is
and I was hoping you'd be better than that this time.
I asked you about if there should be an election.
Oh, for sure.
I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked. I said, why was the president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question. And then I said,
the objective, Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela.
It is.
With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it is ever.
Finn. Guys, just know American exceptionalism is bullshit. We are a country like any other country. We are full of human beings like any other country. I know we have a lot of nationalism going on where we tend to think we're this perfect little angel who is the city on the hill, and we have this sense of American exceptionalism. And I got to tell you, folks, there is partially a reason for this in that historically we have not had to suffer much in America. We have we're pretty safe geographically. We don't know what it's like to be invaded. Like the last time we were openly invaded, like on a mass scale, was the War of 1812. Like we just don't get it. We don't understand. We're way too comfortable over here. And so we have this sense of, oh, we're great. We're perfect. No one can do any harm to us. We're the best in the world. We are going to find out how very wrong we are about that. Okay. Places that have experienced a lot more death and suffering and war and oppression and things like that often are much more realistic about these things. Okay, yeah, it's and it's a common belief amongst Americans that we're like a beacon of liberty and freedom. We're not. As a matter of fact, folks, there are other countries in the world now that by many rankings have more freedom, quote unquote, and liberties than we do. 100%. And ours is going down. It's complete not true, right? And that's sort of a subjective analysis anyway. But okay. This idea, like this is all very fascist, okay? Very fascist language. It's called ultranationalism. I am the best nation. I am the most, that's the only thing that matters is my nation. Anything that benefits my nation, even against other nations or peoples, is good for me. So it is fundamentally good. By the way, one definition of fascism is palingenetic ultranationalism, which is ultranationalism mixed with a sense of wanting to have a rebirth, a national rebirth. We need to recreate the country. We need to recreate the country and make it better than before, return it to some mythical past that never existed. You know what phrase captures that perfectly? Make America great again. A national rebirth next to ultranationalism, that is fascism 101. Now, there are other aspects of fascism that are not included in this definition, like jingoism, but you see what I mean. That is one of the definitions of fascism. Okay?
Been in its whole history. Venezuelans
but the woman running Venezuela right now is part of the Maduro regime.
There will be conversations, Jake, about all of these guideposts along the way. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear.
Absolutely, Harry Flynn. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Harry. America is laughed at by most Europeans. Trust me, we have multiple Europeans in my community. Delusional and being led into dictatorship and also the poverty. Yeah, guys, and for the Americans out there, I want better for us. Our government is not doing right by us, and we're letting them do it to us. Like, they are keeping us poor. They're keeping us working way too much. They're keeping us without time off. They're keeping us passive and obedient and lying to us constantly. Okay? On top of all the attacking we're doing on foreign countries, we are laughed at internationally. I know we live in an echo chamber here in the United States. We are laughed at internationally. People look at us and are like, what? They're crazy over there. Okay?
You're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame that the United States' job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections be held everywhere, immediately, all the time, right away. To create these vacuums.
That's not what I think, but you invaded the country. We went into the country and we seized the leader of Venezuela.
Yeah. Damn straight we did.
And I'm saying...
We're not going to let...
So is the U.S. going to have new elections?
The point, Jake, is that we're not going to let Tim Pot communist dictators send rapists into our country, send drugs into our country.
Oh, Satan. Yeah, that's a great movie, Satan. Great reference.
Send weapons into our country.
Okay.
And we're not going to let a country fall into the hands of our adversaries. The future of
Although,
Venezuela...
Satan, I can't think that way. I try to remain hopeful. I try to have revolutionary optimism. Logically, I know that there's a very thin chance, very, very small chance. So, but I totally get that, Satan. I often feel that way, too.
Working with America is going to be so bright and so incredible and so positive, and we'll have a conversation about everything that you raised. But the priority right now...
Yeah, Jonas, Maggie, yeah, absolutely. Can't stand her. Can't stand Maggie Thatcher.
As the president has been made clear, is a judicious...
No, absolute good. Gaming dojo, you're absolutely right. I'm glad. He doesn't have a good reputation anywhere. Because, America is attacking everyone and is breaking our alliances with all of our allies because we have a monstrous fascist regime. And so many Americans are completely ignorant and are obsessed with this idea that Americans are better than everyone else. and refuse to view other people as humans other than themselves. I could rant about this for ages.
Thoughtful, careful transition process to secure a great future for Venezuela and to secure a great future for America.
And I will say, guys, one note here. I'm not trying to defend Americans. I am an American. I'm saying this because I studied this. You also have to understand Americans are massively propagandized too. Like, I literally studied this in grad school. We have massive systems of social control. It's very similar to Russian media here. We are constantly being lied to by our government. Okay. There is a multi-billion dollar propaganda industry in the United States. It is a lot of Americans, and we're constantly working, and we're kept poor and uneducated, which makes it a lot harder for a lot of people to understand. Yeah, outer signal, you're not wrong. We're some of the most propagandized people in history. Okay. And the economic situation that we're all in over here has made it much harder. Like, who the hell has time? I mean, just think about it. I talked about this yesterday. Who has time to actually know what's going on? You work constantly. You get home. You might have kids to care for. You might have a chance to write to watch one news station, which is probably corporate news, which is going to be biased and tote the government and the elites line. Yep, totally big Christian entertainment. We are lied to our school system by omission. And I was a teacher. I tried not to do that. I mean, I taught the truth, which is part of the reason why I'm not teaching anymore. But okay, this is why I'm not sure what to do anymore. I have been trying to promote major change, but the system is so propagandized. And more Americans are coming to realize it, partially because of the internet, but more and more Americans are also becoming more radicalized. All right. So we need to, I want to point out, I know I kept bashing America. I want you to know, when I'm bashing America, I hope we do all know, and I'm not just saying this because I'm American, is that Americans themselves, like, for example, the vast majority don't like Trump. Look at any study, they don't. But we don't live in a democracy. We all know that, right? America is not a democracy. As much as we lie that we are an oligarchy run by a few very wealthy people. Okay. Literally, our elections, something like 80 or 93% of our elections are decided by whoever raises the most money to run for office. And those donations to those politicians come from big corporations and the wealthy. Who do you think they're going to represent when they get into office? Okay, so I'm just be aware. We need for the Americans out there, we need to really we need some major reforms on the system. Okay, we are all sheep being led to the slaughter. Okay, sheep being led to the slaughter, and it's also leading the rest of the world to the slaughter because the United States has a ridiculous number of nukes. We need to dismantle the American empire and become a civilized country. All right, that actually cares for its people instead of this corporate kleptocracy we've created. All right, JDH. So I would have, okay, so this is, oh, good God, more fascism. More fascism. Okay. Let's watch this real fast. I think we're done with Stephen Miller. This is outside of a high school. Guys, I was a teacher. I want to point that out. This is outside of an American high school. Apparently, ICE beats up teenagers. Oh, look, the Gestapo's here. Great. Guys, okay, they're now beating up our children. By the way, our children were already being slaughtered en masse in our schools. I knew a teacher who worked with me who kept a box of bricks in her room in case we needed to grab them and throw them at an intruder. So, all right. So despite the fact that we were already letting our children be slaughtered in schools on a yearly basis, okay, we're now seeing ICE agents attacking children and getting into fights with them outside of schools. And I honestly don't know what this. It's like, if we're gonna say, if I were to make a list of things that are American traits, one of them would be assaulting children. That would be a very American thing. Murdering and assaulting children. Okay, there. So instead of freedom, liberty, justice, all that crap we're taught, let's make sure we add violence to children and assaulting children. All right, because that's what we do on a daily basis these days. We also, by the way, try children as adults in a lot of cases. Are we going to keep letting this happen, folks? I'm literally asking because I am getting very tired. I am very tired. I know I'm a jester, but guys, you know, if you've been here a while, I'm very tired. I'm very tired. And I know I can't control everything. I'm a very small channel. Yeah, I don't want to lose hope. I know. Thank you so much for the donation, Mira. That gives us enough to actually, for me to put on the makeup. I don't want to lose hope. I know change is possible, but we have so many systemic issues here, and it's going to be hard to address them. I know, Mira. And Mira, I try to have revolutionary optimism. We need to be able to present a positive vision of the future to get people to change. But I know it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And we're going to be, I am going to be, even the right-wing Catholics do not agree with the Pope, strongly condemn immigrants. Yeah, I know. God, yeah. So okay. What we need to do is, you're sure they're students or just, paid agitators, right? Meows are insane. So guys, what we're going to do, hello, Jermaine, welcome. I guess you'll find out, Jermaine. So what we're going to do, we just watched this, right? Really, guys, thank you for the donation. Thank you. I have a treat for you. Thank you, really. Please, so if you like, I have a treat for you. I love having you around here. Please, subscribe, join the channel. I like having you in here. Folks, please join the channel. I stream every day, except for Wednesdays and Sundays. We talk about stuff like this, and I'm about to do a little bit of an educational bit here about the American Revolution and how to have a successful revolution. I will put on the I'll put on the makeup here. Thank you guys for the donations. All right. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put on the guys, and Matt's like no, Matt's like, I was already going to put it on. I just so I'll put on the makeup now. And what was that? Something just happened. Thank you, JDH, for gifting a membership. Okay, so you CR, you should run for a political office. Oh, Dubois, I don't know about that. Okay, I don't know about that. All right. For those who have known me for a while, you know I have an issue with authority figures. I don't know if I feel comfortable in that position, but I don't know. Okay. And I wouldn't win anyway because I'm a filthy, degenerate gay man. Okay, absolutely. Free Palestine, spiritual. Free Palestine. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do now is I do have a... Yeah, but it's not the same thing, Macy. Like being an authority figure over children, is not really the same thing. Okay. You got a touch of the ODD. In Sudan. Yeah, also the Sudanese people need to be free. Also the Ukrainian people need to be free. And also Viva Venezuela. We need the Venezuelans to be free. Okay. You're Palestinian, G-Man? Well, hey, guys, if we have Palestinians in chat, I will gladly cater to the audience because that's one of the reasons I lost my job. Hey. Actually, that is the reason I lost my job. Let's put on the keffiyeh, shall we? Let's represent Palestine. Okay, kind of, Doug. You know it. All right. So, there, let's put on the keffiyeh, guys. Free Palestine, guys. All right. So, G-Man, I like you too. Thank you. Welcome to the chat. So let me put on the makeup. Now, let's talk a little bit, guys. So we're going to get out of all this toxic stuff. Text here and you're a lunatic if you think Trump freed Palestine. But anyway. Yeah, by the way, everyone, ICE is not pro-ICE. I know there's someone in here named ICE VR. ICE is not pro-ICE. That's just ICE's name. Okay, so we're going to put on the makeup, and then we're going to talk speaking about how to change things, I want to talk with all you about something serious. For those that have not been in the streams before, we do news, we do politics. I am a democratic socialist. Does that mean I'm going to be constantly talking about democratic socialism? No, no, no. I am also a historian. I went to grad school. I studied fascism. I studied systems of social control. I know a lot about history and anthropology. So my main goal of this channel is to fight fascism. And thank you, Gaming Dojo. Thank you, really. So we also do educational stuff, but that's somewhat entertaining. So for the community members out there, as I'm putting on the makeup, I'm going to chat with all you, okay? So first we'll do some white. We'll do some white. We have made enough for me to put on the makeup. Now, what we're going to be talking about here, folks, is someone asked me, now we're going to talk theoretically. We're going to talk theoretically. Of course, because, you know, there's a terms of service and we live in a fascist government, I have to talk theoretically. And I do hope, folks, that while we're talking about this, you all will also talk theoretically in the chat for your own safety and your own protection from the agents of the state. Yes, do you understand what I'm saying, implying here, folks? Because what we're going to be talking about is why the American Revolution was successful. Am I saying it was successful ideologically? No. I'm simply saying that it succeeded politically and that it accomplished its goals, whether those goals are right or wrong. So, and I feel it's important in these days to talk about what makes a revolution successful, okay? What creates a scenario where a revolution can successfully be implemented? And we're talking theoretically here, right? We're talking theoretically here because obviously I would never, ever advocate for a revolutionary action against any government currently existing because that's illegal. And also, I will say this too, revolutions do not have to be violent. They don't. Now, a lot of them are. You can also have a revolution that is where you literally, like, everyone stops working. Like, you just have a massive national strike. And then what is the state going to do? So we don't necessarily, I'm not saying that revolution has to be violent. Okay. A revolution has to be violent. But let's talk about what made the American Revolution successful. And I'm not saying this because I'm an American. I'm saying it because I'm a historian. The American Revolution was one of the few revolutions. There were very few revolutions that were pretty successful. Okay. America was one of the ones that was weirdly successful and did not have sort of necessarily as much as a big slide into authoritarianism. There have been other ones that have been somewhat successful, but I'm not talking about this because I'm American. It's just a matter of fact that the American Revolution wasn't as bad in terms of how it turned out from the goals. Okay, so let's talk about what made it and other revolutions successful. I'm not. Well, no, I have a treat for you. I am not advocating for revolution. I am talking as a historian about what makes revolutions successful. All right. I actually literally took a class, by the way, in college that was called How to Stage a Revolution. I'm not even joking. This was at Ohio State University. And there was a class there called How to Stage a Revolution. And it was basically a class where we got to compare different revolutions and talk about how certain ones were successful and not. We're almost there, folks. We're almost done with the makeup because I got to jester it up if we're going to be talking about the elites, because we're going to be mocking people in power. Oh, well, God, I got red on my face. Now it looks like I have a giant... Oh, well, whatever. Okay. Okay, let's do... what should we do here? Captain Jack Sparrow. Now, what else do? What other color? Guys, what color should I do on my mouth? What do we think, guys? What color? I don't know. What color should I do on my mouth? What do we think? Do we have a preference for the mouth? Do we have a preference for the mouth, guys? Do green lips for Palestine? Okay, we could do that. Red, blue, I don't know, but green would make it look like I'm puking. How about we do green? We'll do green for the eyes. We'll do green for the eyes, and then for the green for the eyes. Green for the eyes. There we go. That's cute. We'll do some green for the eyes, folks. And you think a red mouth, but then it'll just look Like my whole face is red. Like I'm a goddamn socialist, which I am. Oh, well, I fucked up that side royally, didn't I? I mean, I fricked up that side if the YouTube algorithm is listening. Oh, God damn it. God damn it, folks. We'll do it live. We're going to do it live. Okay. Oh, got it. Whoopsie. Got a little bit there. Got a little bit there. Okay. There we go. That's cute. Okay. All right. So now for the mouth. I do need a stencil, guys. Satan, I'm honored. I'm beginning to frighten Satan. Ooh, Satan, you're too much. You're too much. Let's see here. Yep, lucky strikes. Yep, I am aware of that. Okay. You leave it as it is. Really, you don't. I shouldn't add anything to the mouth, SoCal. You don't. Well, I'm going to add a little bit to the mouth, SoCal. Oh, you're such a joy kill, SoCal. I want to add something to the mouth. I could do orange. No, I don't want to do orange. Oh, what color should I do on the mouth, guys? What color should I do on the mouth? Should I just not do the mouth? You know what? We'll not do the mouth. We'll just leave it without the mouth for now. Blue? Okay, you know what? How about this? We'll do blue. Not beating the flamboyant allegations. Oh, come on, Trump failed. Don't say that. Don't say that. Of course I do. I always want to add something to my mouth, SoCal. Crystal meth Pennywise? Oh, Satan, don't tempt me. All right, would be fun if your sister did drag makeup on you. I would love that, Drusilla. Okay, I've actually never done drag before. I know that's shocking, but I really haven't. How about we do yellow? Let's do yellow. Yeah, they were. Absolutely, Gaming Dojo. Let's do yellow. So, because then it won't be that visible, so everyone will be happy. There we go. Look, you can barely see it, so at least it looks like skin, so it's not too bad. Anyway, so folks, let's begin talking about the American Revolution while I'm doing this, shall we? Because I barely made a presentation because there was so much news for me to read to. So I want to just... Okay, so one thing you don't want to do during... There you go. It's because I was drinking Stephen Miller's urine, apparently. All right, so let's get into it. By the way, for those that are new here, oh, Mr. Kincaid, naughty, naughty. I know I am. How do you know that? Boop. How do you know that, Mr. Kincaid? Okay, so guys, let us begin, shall we? By the way, don't look at me that way, Drusilla. By the way, folks, if we get one more super chat, we will play a game, and then if we get what? 4 more, we get to do I'll stream for longer. Okay, let's begin. So let's take a look at this screen here, shall we? By the way, those that are new, I have been losing my mind. I don't know if you could tell because of me, how I'm dressed. But this is a coping mechanism I've adopted, becoming a jester, because historically in the medieval period, jesters were some of the only people in a king's court who were allowed to criticize the king and get away with it, which is why they were called fools. It made it easier for a jester to criticize a king, and then the king could just kind of dismiss it and be like, oh, well, he's a fool. It doesn't matter what he says, okay? So, all right, let's continue. So I started losing my mind because of living in this country and, people are not really doing much about it. So let's talk for a second here about the American Revolution. Now, let's talk about the causes of it, shall we? Let's talk about the causes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. King K. Thank you. Yes. Now, I will say there are some issues, Lucky Strikes, there's some issues with Shelby Foote. I am not saying it is not a good book. Shelby Foote is a pretty good historian and writes really well. I have some complaints about Shelby Foote's view on the South. This is complicated, but great book, great recommendation. I literally was an academic historian. That's why I nitpick. So if you ever list someone you've read, just be aware I'm going to nitpick your choice, okay? Even if it's a good choice. Okay, so the American Revolution was caused by a number of things, and we're not really going to talk much about what caused it, all right? But I want to point out, we're talking about this in theory about what makes a revolution succeed. One of the big ways a revolution fails, because most revolutions do not succeed, okay? or at the least most revolutions do not end the way that you might want them to end. All right? Think about like the Arab Spring, for example. Think about, well, there's a lot of things we could talk about here. Think about the Arab Spring. That's one good example. There are other ones you can think about where they did not end the way that was originally planned. Okay? So thank you, Gaming Dojo. You think I'm charismatic? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. So, all right. So what makes a revolution successful versus unsuccessful? There are certain traits for revolutions that tend to be successful, and certain traits for revolutions that are not successful. Okay, just as a little bit of a background. Okay, just as a little bit of a background, there are 4 main causes of the American Revolution. There are actually more. There are more other causes. We could nitpick this. I'm just giving you 4 of the general ones. Okay, one of those is exact. There you go, Lucky Strikes. A lot of times they don't end with the things you want. Okay, so some of the causes of the American Revolution. Number 1 was the Enlightenment, the European Enlightenment. This was a new way of thinking that was talking about individual liberty, freedom, and things like that, scientific rationalism, toleration of religion. These ideas were permeating the upper classes of colonial society in America. Taxation without... Iran is having a revolution right now? What do you mean? Okay, God damn it. All right. God, in this world, we can't have a moment to talk, can we? Let's see here. What are the people of Iran doing? What's happening in Iran? Would someone send me this? Speaking of a revolution, and we can kind of, this actually might be a good segue into talking about revolutions. And we should be able to sort of figure out if we think this will be successful or not in Iran. So, what's happening over in Iran? Would someone send me a link here? Thank you, JDH. Protest erupts in Iran's capital after exiled prince's call. Internet cuts out soon after. People in Iran's capital shouted from their homes and rallied in the street after a call by the country's exiled... Ew, we don't want him either, okay? Oh, God, we don't want Crown Prince Rezi Pahlavi. Jesus. Demonstrators are crying out in support of the Shah. Oh, my goodness. This is very complicated, folks. You said you sent something? Yeah, Gaming Dojo. They are Gaming Dojo. But Gaming Dojo, I agree. This, I'm not... Here's my concern, folks. America has been embargoing and sanctioning Iran for a very long time, which has led to a lot of these situations. And we need to be careful, because it might be replacing one dictatorship with another dictatorship, because the Shah is not necessarily a good figure and is an American puppet. But we'll see. But again, I need to read more about what's happening here before I say that. And I support freedom for all peoples. I support freedom for all peoples, but also I'm wary because the American government is sometimes involved in these things. So let's see here, especially when it comes to Iran. I don't know why I can't open up the Discord right now. Give me 1 second, folks. I think I need to remove something. Yeah. Oh, God damn it, I'm trapped. Yeah. Oh, maybe that'll help. Okay. Coming back. Okay, there it is. Let me see here. So where did you send it, London? You sent it over in the Discord. By the way, folks, join our Discord if you haven't already. All right. Where did you put it here, London? Where'd you put it? In the chat? Or whoever did it? I don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. Okay, guys, I don't want to get too caught up on this. Oh, thank you, JDH.
Really? You fucking
Oh,
punk?
wow, that's good. Love that for us. So, London, thank you. A Twitch chat right here. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, that's what we need, Outer Signal. We need a Islamic revolution without U.S. intervention. Yeah, Gaming Dojo. Would someone post the Discord into the chat? We got people who want to join. We have a great, fast-growing community on there, folks. I haven't been doing this for terribly long, about 6 or 7 months now. We're growing pretty quickly. Please join us. We have a very nice community over there. So, all right. Okay, so obviously there are people very upset. Now, we will have to, guys, I'm going to wait a bit before we know what's going on. These might just be protests. I don't want to say it is currently a revolution. It could be massive protests. I need to look more into it. But this is very interesting. Keep me updated if any more breaking news about it comes out, okay? Let's go back to the presentation. So there was the Enlightenment that caused the American Revolution, okay? Exactly. Without American... yeah, Jonas. But this is complicated, right? This is why I am hesitant to... I am very hesitant to be happy about this until we know for sure if it's the people of Iran rising up in righteous fury because of actions of their government or something. Hey, I'm all about liberation. At the same time, I know America is probably involved, and I want them to be able to rule themselves. I want the Iranian people to rule themselves. I don't want any foreign actor to get involved, and I definitely don't want a puppet to be placed in Iran. Okay. Yeah, Macy, the haters always disappear after we're done talking about Trump and stuff. So, okay. The Enlightenment was one of the causes of the American Revolution. Also, feudalism. There were a lot of the wealthy folks in the United States, a lot of the merchants, were upset because despite how rich they had gotten off international trade and the triangle trade and slavery and other things, they still didn't have the same power as the people in England who had power by birth and blood. So feudalism, it was partially a revolt against feudalism and an attempt to establish an elite merchant class as opposed to an elite composed of hereditary lords. There was also the French and Indian War, which was a war that had happened prior to the American Revolution, where the British military was deeply incompetent. Despite the American colonists telling them to do certain things, they refused to listen and they kept getting defeated. And the French and the natives were raiding up and down the frontier, murdering colonists. And by the way, I don't blame the natives at all. I would be doing that too. I'm just saying that is one of the causes of it. And then after that war, the British Crown limited colonization westward, which really pissed off the colonists who wanted to take more land from the natives and settle more land. Okay, so that was another reason. The last big reason here, and the one most of you know of, was taxation without representation. The American colonists were very upset that the British taxed the colonies in order to pay for the French and Indian War without consulting them and just put these harsh taxes on them, which oppressed them pretty harshly in terms of monetary stuff. Okay. Exactly, Jonas. Okay. Exactly, guys. It's too suspicious. This is why, because Bibi just visited Trump, and I don't know. I just don't trust it. And Revlov Pavlavi, he's the guy who's the descendant of the Shah, the one that the America installed in Iran after overthrowing Mossadegh. So I am not very okay. So all right. Okay, exactly, Lucky Strike. So okay, was it the French Indian War or the Navigation Acts? It was the Proclamation of 1763, SoCal, was the law that sort of limited colonization west of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay. So overall, guys, we don't really need to get into the causes. Just know generally these are the causes because it'll make this next part make sense. So what creates a successful revolution? I'll tell you what does not create a successful revolution. Chaos. Chaos. if you go out and start protesting and do all of this stuff without organization and demands, it won't change anything. As a matter of fact, so if you go out in the streets and you know, I'm not saying I'm against this. I'm just saying if you're looting and you're doing things like that, but there's no set demands, there's no organized, centralized organization or group of organizations that's coordinating and setting demands or anything like that. It's just all it is causes chaos, which then will not get people on your side, and it will allow the government to excuse cracking down on you if there are no demands. You see what I mean? And like for example, the Arab Spring had a lot of issues because a lot of it was unorganized or not centralized enough. And as much as I love that they were fighting for their liberation and stuff, there was not enough not enough organization. Okay. Though Lucky, I'm sorry, it's a bit more complicated than that. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying here is that, like, even in the United States, in the colonies, there was already some organization when the chaos started. And okay, we'll talk about it. Okay. So you can't just have, like, it bothers me in the United States. Of course, we're talking theoretically here. Okay, I got you, SoCal. Okay. Oh no, SoCal, that's okay. Yeah, okay, people, oh my God, Jonas. Jonas, I still hear that shit. I do. Okay, I still hear that shit. Okay. What bothers me in the United States is a lot of times you'll hear about these massive protests, but then I look up what are the organization's demands, and I can't find any. It'll be something like fight back against Trump, or, you know, stop being mean, or like, okay, I'm like, well, what if the government wanted to give you what you wanted, which they don't, what would they give you? Because you haven't asked for anything. All right, so you need organization. And a government is a very powerful organization. It is, okay? Regardless of how you view it, at least it's organized and it is able to command tremendous resources, and you need to be able to counter that. So in the American Revolution, it was largely successful on the local level because they had two things: committees of correspondence and committees of safety. Committees of correspondence were all over the 13 colonies, and these were committees that were in charge of communicating with revolutionaries in other parts of the colonies. They were in charge of coordinating boycotts, coordinating economic actions, reporting movements of British troops. It was a parallel organization. It was parallel to the British government, and it worked like a government in coordinating actions. Okay? It was very effective. It was founded by a guy named Samuel Adams. If anyone's ever had the beer, Samuel Adams, that is named after the leader of the committees of correspondence. Do we have anything like that now? In theory, do we have anything like that now, really? Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we do. We do have the internet, but okay. Committees of correspondence. This one is going to be a hard one to swallow for people. We also had the committees of safety. Committees of safety locally, all over the country, and with different colonial governments, were responsible for enforcing boycotts and enforcing the rules set by these shadow governments. So if you were a loyalist to the British Crown and you were not following the dictates of the established revolutionary government, the Committee of Safety would come after you. Now, that does sound authoritarian. I'm not saying we necessarily need to do that, but they had the Committees of Safety were essentially a parallel enforcement mechanism for this shadow government that the revolutionaries had formed. So there was basically a parallel government operating next to the British government to act in its stead. All right? Which made everything very organized. Very organized, okay? Everything was very organized. It was not a bunch of chaos. Okay? And on top of that, if we look at the national level, so the committees of correspondence were able to then coordinate the creation of a Continental Congress, where they actually were able to form a national body, representative body, with representatives from all of the colonies that would make decisions as a national government parallel to the British government. This is called creating parallel institutions, and it is vitally important for successful revolutions. I can promise you that if you don't have parallel government structures, things aren't going to go well, because what'll happen after the revolution? A straw man will take over. A dictator will take over. You need parallel structures already in place to not only coordinate revolutionary actions, but to ensure a successful transition of power, okay? We also, in the United States, had a Declaration of Independence. As I said, you need to have coordinated demands. The Declaration of Independence very clearly laid out the complaints of the colonies and what needed to be done and why we were doing it. And it was presented on a national level. It was a set of demands. All right, and we listed it was listed in these demands what exactly was being asked for, why we were asking for it, and it provided a justification. It's a very important document historically. And you know, guys, I know I'm an American. You all who have seen me for a while know I'm not doing this because I'm rah, rah, rah America. From a historical perspective, it was a very important document because of how clear it was about these things. Okay? So, okay. Again, for this revolution to be successful, very organized, coordinated committees that were working to keep things coordinated, committees of safety, a national parallel government called the Continental Congress, and a clear set of demands called the Declaration of Independence. All right? Now then, these are all very important. There are other things too, okay, and part of the reason that this went this way, this makes it sound super easy. It wasn't. We were kind of lucky in the colonies. The colonies were kind of lucky. They had already had, the British government had basically not been messing with them much for a while. So the colonies had already sort of built their own local governance structures. So it was a lot easier to coordinate this stuff when you already had local governance structures for a long time. And the colonies had already, for a long time, already had locally organized militias. So this was a long-term project, and it didn't just pop out of nowhere. They already had established governments, and then they were able to sort of transfer these structures into a revolutionary government. But we certainly don't seem that we don't have sort of any of that right now, okay? Except for maybe local, in theory, like local governments. So if there were in theory to be like a revolution today, which I'm not calling for, there would need to be, anyway, it probably wouldn't go very well, let's put it that way, until some of these things happen. Another thing here, and this is just to add, yes, Lucky, and that's another problem. For revolutionary governments, lots of times what will happen is that groups that don't have the same interests as the original revolutionaries will take over or vie for power. I can give you an example, like in the first French Revolution, 1789, more radical groups kept taking over and taking over and taking over until eventually we ended up with one-man dictatorship called Napoleon. Okay, this is complicated, but in the American Revolution, that didn't happen as much. Mainly because these groups that were in power already kind of had established themselves as legitimate. This is complicated. Okay. Now, the American Revolution ended up being won, and militarily, I'm not going to talk about the military aspects of this. It was honestly guerrilla warfare. It was basically that I put up this map here. And also, by the way, aid from France. It is also, by the way, important in a revolution to have international aid from other governments. In the French Revolution, that was a big problem because during the 1789 French Revolution, a bunch of other countries like Austria and such attacked France, which made it really hard to maintain that revolution and also resulted in a dictatorship. In the American Revolution, the French basically assured American victory. So you also need strong international allies and connections. Okay. Militarily on the ground, the Americans essentially they basically would lure the British inland into the colonies, away from their supply lines on the coast until they ran out of supplies, and then they would pick them off on the way back. So it was basically a guerrilla war. All right? And okay. And one last thing here. This is the event that sort of sparked the American Revolution. The American War for Independence, I should say. Okay. It's called the Battle of Lexington. And what happened is this, okay? Here we have a bunch of Minutemen, or militiamen, not Minutemen, firing at the British Army. So the British who were staged, they were occupying Boston, and they marched their military out of Boston to go seize what they heard was a store of arms and ammunition in a city called Concord in Massachusetts. I used to live near here. I used to live in Waltham, which is right near here, okay? So I used to go see these sites all the time. Yes, Lexington and Concord, all right? So we marched out, the British Army marched out of Boston and started marching towards Concord to take these arms and ammunition from the colonists. There was a city along the way called Lexington, and in that city, there were a bunch of armed militiamen who came out of their houses, and they stood next to the road. They weren't in front of the road. They weren't blocking the road. They stood next to the road at a distance and stood in formation with muskets just to show the British that we're here and we're armed. Don't take our shit, okay? The British, in an act of deep incompetence, turned their military towards this militia and marched against them. We still don't know to this day who fired the first shot. We just don't know. There are multiple conflicting accounts. If I had to guess as a historian, I would think that it was the militiamen, just because they would have been less trained. Do I know that? No. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We don't know who fired the first shot. And this caused the British and the militiamen to start firing back and forth. Several Americans were killed. As word started spreading around the colonies that this happened, the started spreading around the countryside that this happened. The Massachusetts countryside became like a hornet's nest. All these Minutemen, which are militiamen who were ready at the minute to go and fight, started swarming out of their homes and went toward where the British were. And they started hiding in the countryside. Ultimately, the British got to Concord and they burnt down an arms facility, but there were already a bunch of militiamen there who fought them back, and they ran back to Boston, and all the way back to Boston, the British were being sniped by American Minutemen and shot at, and then they were trapped in Boston by this massive militia army that they had turned into a hornet's nest. Why am I telling you about this? Okay. One of the big reasons you win a revolution is because of luck. It was pretty lucky that the British made this mistake and really triggered the colonists into reacting this way. All right? So when you see things, one of the big ways you win a revolution is, I got to tell you, luck. You're lucky with some things that happen. The other side makes mistakes. Okay? So what am I telling you here? What do you need for a successful revolution? You need organization. You need parallel government institutions that make decisions for people as a whole, that coordinate feeding people, that coordinate economic actions, that coordinate survival, okay? That coordinate communication. That coordinate whatever else you may need. And by the way, this includes if it's nonviolent. You need to, if like you're going to do a massive nationwide strike like what Gandhi did to kick out the British Empire, you needed to coordinate a massive action, all right? So, okay, what was the ratio? It was about 50-50, Meowzord, about 50-50. And Meowzord, one of the reasons I say that is because there were a lot of loyalists, but they weren't nearly as organized as the other side. That's one of the reasons why they lost, because the British government, after they started losing control of the colonies, didn't have the same infrastructure in the colonies as the colonists did. So even though they were out, was kind of a 50-50 type situation with loyalists and colonials. You see what I mean? All right. Okay. You need organization. You need parallel government institutions. You need unified demands. Last thing here, you need to follow up on those demands. I cannot tell you how annoying it is for me when their protesters go out, they demand something, they don't get it, and then that's the end. No, you do escalation. You send a letter. If you don't get your demands, you protest. If you don't get your demands, you maybe do a boycott. If you don't get your demands, if you don't get your demands, if you don't get your demands, you keep escalating. Okay? Otherwise, why would the government listen to you? And that's what the colonists did. They kept escalating, okay? They kept escalating. So last thing here, I think I already said last thing. Once the revolution was successful, okay? Yeah, it absolutely did, Jonas. The French assisting the early America bankrupted them. Yeah. The problem here, folks, is that we almost failed in the revolution. Why? Because after the revolution ended, we did not make we did not make the what's the term? Oh my God, I'm having a mind blank. What did I just say here? Yes, we did not make the government strong enough. Our first government was called the Articles of Confederation because people were sick of strong government, and that it was not a strong enough government. And I'm not like pro rah government here. I'm just saying we could not keep the colonies together. So then we had to redo that constitution, and there were rebellions there was sort of a backlash where we had to then do the constitution, which made a stronger government. Now, Gaming Dojo, I'm not going to say that out loud. Well, maybe I will. Historically, yes. Okay, yes. Would you say that a revolution might not be successful without some inherent violence, as some more radicals might rise above the nonviolent revolution? Yes, Gaming Dojo. Now, I'm saying historically speaking, there's almost always some violence that takes place. Yeah. Okay. And I got to tell you, most of the time, the government that you're revolting against does it first. And then at some point, people just need to resist that historically. You see what I mean? Like Gandhi, Gandhi might be an example. Some people wouldn't say it was a revolution. I think it was. Didn't really use that much violence at all, which was very lucky. It was the British that were using violence against him. But most of the time, yes, there'll be violence. Okay. So if anyone out there, if we look at modern day, let's say like most modern day revolutions fail. I got to tell you, because they don't have all these things. And then even then, folks, it's still not easy because states are very powerful. They're very powerful, and it's hard to fight them. All right. So just something to think about. Oh, thank you, Finn. Thank you. You're an angel. Okay, so that's my talk today. What makes a revolution successful? I could give examples of other revolutions as examples. So the French Revolution was largely was successful at the beginning, the 1789 revolution, because they created their own legislature called the National Assembly. They created parallel government institutions to the monarchy. They did all these other things. Now, there were other factors that made it hard, like foreign invasion and things like this, okay? But, okay, we can talk about this. All right. Same thing with the Russian Revolution. Now, again, we're not okay. They also made parallel government institutions. Were communicating. Each of the Soviets were communicating with each other. They acted in concert. Now, unfortunately, that didn't end that well because it ended up in a civil war. Most revolutions are messy like that. But anyway, so successful revolutions need those things I just mentioned. Okay. You also, by the way, need revolutionary optimism. It is not good enough to say this government is bad, we need to get rid of it. You need to say this government is bad, we need to get rid of it. And this is the great future we imagine having. We're not only destroying the past, we are creating this positive vision of the future, right? We want a society where people live happily and are provided for, and it's a better situation than you're in now. You need revolutionary optimism. You need an optimistic view of the future. That inspires people, okay? Anyway. So when you see people out protesting, when you see people taking actions in an attempt to resist a government, try to judge whether the successfulness of these things based off, is it meeting the criteria I'm mentioning? Does that mean I think protests are bad if they don't do this? No, I'm just saying okay, now you all know what a resistance and stuff looks like if it's working. Okay, I support that, Meowzord. Okay, guys, I'm going to put my face up. Oop. Why is my face not up? Oh, because I'm a fool. That's why my face isn't up. Let's see here. Boo. Well, that's weird. You know what? We'll do this. Boop. There it is. Okay. All right, guys. So there was our presentation for today. There's my little history presentation. How to stage a successful revolution. Historically, of course. Historically, revolution. Successful. Now, guys, there's also one last thing here. Another thing, you got to get lucky. Like I said, George Washington was not a good human being. But historically speaking, he could have easily become a dictator. But he actually left office after 2 terms, and he didn't need to. He said, okay, I'm going to step down as president. Someone else can be president. That was a very lucky break. Otherwise, it may have ended up being another monarchy or dictatorship. So you also need some lucky breaks. Thank you, Mira. Okay. All right. And of course, folks, this is all about history. I'm not calling for revolution. I'm just saying. All right. Okay. So there's our presentation, folks. A little bit about the revolution. On a side note, folks, thank you, Gaming Dojo. Thank you. Thank you. And we do this every day. Please come by again. Thank you, Outer Signal. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, amazing. Thank you. Too evil, too hope. I am not a clown. I am a jester. There is a very, very, yes, there you go. Theoretical. Really? You think so, Meowsor? Did you like it? No cap Canva skills are getting impressive. Thank you. I tried so hard, Meowsor. I just wanted to impress you, Meowsor. Okay. So, thank you, Gaming Dojo. Are you in Germany, Gaming Dojo? Is that what you told me? Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? Ich spreche Deutsch ein bisschen. All right. So, what's with the jester make it? It's covering up your Midnight Dracula. Thank you. Guys, why are you glazing me so much? I really appreciate it, Midnight Dracula. Midnight Dracula. I would marry you if I knew who you were, and I was sure you weren't like a Nazi or something. If I was certain you weren't like a Nazi or something. I just don't know you well enough, but I would marry you, Midnight Dracula. Thank you. Outer Signal, you don't know me. All right, you guys. So this is what we're going to do, folks. For those that are have been in the community for a while, tomorrow is going to be a quiz day. Yay, quiz day. Not a quiz day. For those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, we do a Kahoot every 2 weeks, and it's been a while since I've done one. So tomorrow we're going to do our Kahoot competition, which we will be asking questions about community members and extra questions from all my presentations from the week. Hello, Alyssa. So just be aware, tomorrow we're going to have our Kahoot day. Yay! And then the winner of the Kahoot will be crowned the King of Fools. As always, tomorrow is Friday. Thank you, Gaming Dojo. Okay, well, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Have you ever met Candace Owens, Midnight Dracula? Midnight Dracula? Okay, I'm kind of joking, Midnight Dracula. That's fair. Okay. So we are going to do that. So be aware, the winner will, of course, be crowned the King of Fools for 2 weeks. And we'll be having questions from the presentations from the last couple weeks. The current King of Fools is probably Meowsord. I'm guessing it's Meowsord. It's been a while since we've done one, so I can't remember who the last King of Fools is. I've been listening and doing dishes. Oh, Alyssa, I love you, Alyssa. I knew you were here. I remember seeing you earlier. So please be prepared for that. We will do that. All right. Not you, Meowsord. Okay, I don't know who it was. I don't know who the last King of Fools was. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do our Kahoot. And the winner will receive all the glory in the world. You're the king of Scribble. That's true, Meowsord. And speaking of Scribble, I think we only need one more donation, and then we can play the game, right? We haven't gotten there quite yet, have we? Did we get enough to play the game? Did we get enough to play the game, folks? Oh God, I have to count. Do I have to go count? You sent 2 gifts. Oh, there were 2 gifts. Did I miss anyone's gifts? But you know what, Sir Bartholomew? Thank you. I'm sorry, Sir Bartholomew. Yes, let's play the game. Hey, okay, guys, let's ready. Everyone ready? Everyone ready? Let's play a game. So we got options, folks. What game are we going to play? For those that are joining now, we also play a game at the end of the stream just for fun, and we do it together. I don't know, guys. I know you like Scribble. We could play Scribble. I really like the food game, though. Or we could also play GeoGuessr. We could play Scribble. Do we have any preferences? Food? Drizilla says food. Drizilla says food. Do we have any other options here? Do we want to play Food Guesser? Do we want to play Scribble? My free chat sent the dentist. Oh my God, Ellis, I'm so sorry. My free chat sent the dentist is robbing. Oh my God, I'm sorry. You never played Scribble? You never played Scribble, Dubois? You said food, hungry, food. We get GeoGuessr. Midnight Dracula says GeoGuessr. How about we do this? Let's play food. Let's play the food first, and then if we have time, we'll play some GeoGuessr too. I've mainly seen the food one. Oh, we got 2 GeoGuessr now. How about this? Let's start with GeoGuessr, and then we'll go into the food. And then after that, we'll play Scribble. I mean, not today we'll play Scribble. We'll play Scribble tomorrow. Okay. So let's do that. Food. Oh, God, okay, we'll start with food. We'll start with food, and then we'll do GeoGuessr. No, we'll do GeoGuessr first. Okay, we'll do a few GeoGuessrs. So GeoGuessr. Oh, I'm so excited for the music, right? We all need to relax a little bit. We all need to relax a little bit. The world is hell, isn't it? The world is hell. Food guess sounds good. Okay, we'll start with, let me just put my scene back up here so you can all see the lovely page here. Now, here's how this works, folks. We'll play, don't worry, we'll play Geo just for we'll play 5 rounds of GeoGuessr, and then we'll go over to the food, okay? Chaotic gay. I am totally chaotic gay. That is my D&D designation. I'm a chaotic gay. All right, let's see here. Where's my face? Shut up, SoCal! You're a homosexual too, SoCal. Excuse me, that was gross. I know how degenerate you are, SoCal. I say that with love, folks. I'm a gay man. I hope you all know that. Okay. So okay, everyone ready? Now we have to guess the first one before we get the cute, relaxing music. Okay, we have to guess the first one. So look, okay, I would say this is America, but I don't see any guns being shot anywhere. So let's probably not America. What is this? Okay, what's that language over there? And by the way, folks, please guess in chat. It'll help me. We have people in here from all over the world, so it's very helpful. Is this Poland? Is this Poland? Thank you, Yakubs. Yakub says the crown costume is perfect for your fruity ass. Oh, you know what? My boyfriend agrees. He also agrees my ass is fruity. Based on this, yeah. Do we think that this is Poland? Sorry about all of you. I know that was gross. I apologize for grossing everyone out there. Too much information. Sorry, guys. It was a joke. Okay, it was a joke. Anyway, so do we think this is Poland, guys? Does anyone know if this is Poland or not? You think North America, but I think there's Polish though. Isn't there Midnight Dracula? That's the Polish flag. This is definitely Poland. Okay, so we're clearly in Poland. Now, I don't know where in Poland we are though. We're somewhere in Poland. What does this street say? Well, that doesn't help. Rando Savega. Okay, I don't speak Polish, unfortunately. Do we know where it should be paying the Poland? Because you think it might be Warsaw? Yeah. Okay, you know what? For the sake of timing, you don't know if you can take any more, Drizella? I'm so sorry. Outside of Warsaw, you guys, you think outside of Warsaw? Hello, Retro Asher. Glad to see you here. So let's try... let's do right in the middle. That's my way out of this, folks. If we just put it right in the middle, we won't be that wrong when we get it wrong. You think Warsaw. Okay, we're just going to put it right in the middle. Hey, guys. Hey, not bad. Not bad. We were only 302 kilometers out. That's not that bad. It was on the other side of Warsaw. Okay, it was near, well, it's kind of bad. It was near the border with Russia Light. By that, I mean Belarus. I'm a big fan of Lukashenko. I don't know about all you. He's a hot daddy, I'll tell you what. I'm joking. He's a monstrous man, and he's terrifying. Anyway, so, okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Why? I don't know where this fork came from. I actually should be holding... There we go. That's better. All right. Oh, God, here comes the relaxing music. We need this. Shh, Drizilla. It's not sus that I have a random fork. I was eating pad thai earlier. Okay, next one. Oh, we need this cute music. Yeah, it really is midnight, isn't it? It totally is like Russia Light. I know, it's literal. That joke, by the way, folks, had multiple meanings. The Russia Light joke, literally the word. Okay. Anyway, it was a complex joke. You were right, Gaming Dojo. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. Okay. Whoa, ooh, this looks different. No, Doug, I had pad thai yesterday. I just forgot to get rid of the fork because I'm a disgusting pig. That's the issue. Okay, where's this? Oh, God, this music. Oh, my God. Oh, I need some marijuana. This will make it perfect. You think this is South Africa? It could be South Africa. Yeah, we do. That dirt looks very familiar. Diamantina Road? Okay, bye-bye, Mr. King K. What do we think? Australia? We think Australia? What is that? Okay. Familiar dirt? Yeah, the dirt does look familiar, actually, Drusilla. It looks, you know, God damn it, I don't know. That's not Australian. You think it's Australia? Angola? Guys, Diamantina Road. Like, can we get a sign or something? Like, this could be South Africa, could be Angola, Southern Africa. You think it's Australia? Jason Jensen. Okay. Well, I have had a few people say South Africa. But like these roads, all these signs look American. I gotta tell you. Am I wrong? Is it just me or do these signs look American? Yeah. But like the signs, I could be wrong. Floodway. You think Australia? Okay, okay, we'll do Australia. I see most of the people saying Australia. And you all know, folks, what will happen if it's wrong. You all know what I will do to all of you. Okay? If you all got it wrong. Is Dolly Boy here? Dolly Boy knows what'll happen. All right? Because I'm trusting all of you. Okay, you know what? I take it back. I misjudged all of you. It was, in fact, Australia. It was, in fact, Australia. I will not have to yell at chat. This is great. This is great. I approve, and I withdraw the dark thoughts I was having about yelling at all of you, okay? I almost had to use my teacher voice. You know, really, I ought to take credit for this, right? I'm the one that decided Australia, you know? Really, it was me that did it. It wasn't really all of you anyway. Anyway. Midnight Dracula. Get to travel that far, though. How dare all of you. Okay, you live on that road. Are you serious, Jason Jensen? That's pretty cool. All right, Finn, don't start with me. Okay, you're already all irritating me. I'm already going to lose it. Okay, let's continue. Shall we continue? Guys, for those who are new, I will be yelling at chat. I always do when we play this game because I'm an authoritarian. I'm not actually an authoritarian, but it's how I do my gesturing. Don't worry, Gaming Dojo. I will curse at you in German. It'll help make you feel at home. Okay? All right, where the hell are we now? What do we think? Okay, god damn it. This is not helping. All right, so you think Mexico? Mexico? Yeah, doesn't this look more African? This, I think, might actually be South Africa. I inspected the car, Meowsord. The car... What does that say? God damn it. It says Tentco, no boundaries, which doesn't help me at all. Doesn't help me at all. Do we think... Drusilla, what are some good Norwegian curse words I can use against you? Yeah, you know, I just realized, Drusilla, I need to yell at you and you guys think it does it, Finn? Okay. Do we think, you know what, how about this? Dolly Boy, thank you so much. Dolly Boy, where are you? You abandoned me. I need you here, Dolly Boy. Someone just, thank you, Dolly Boy. You're an angel. You're an angel. Halveta? What does that mean? Am I going to get demonetized for saying that? Yeah, let's think, you don't think it's dry enough? Not dry enough for Namibia? That's true. It's basically a giant desert down there in Namibia. Do we think South Africa? Okay, let's try South Africa, shall we? Ooh, South Africa, yay. South Africa. I'm going to go right in the middle because I'm cheap and easy, and it's an easy one to choose. No, SoCal. I don't mean easy as in you even got... Did I, Druzilla? Oh, that was a coincidence, but thank you, Druzilla. Everyone ready for this? I will blame all of you. You will all be blamed if we get this wrong. Okay, folks. Who was it that said that it's not Namibia? Who was that, huh? Midnight Dracula? I swear to God, Midnight Dracula, I will come at you with garlic and a steak. I will do it. Midnight Dracula, I got my eyes on you. I know you got one right, but... Okay. Now, yeah, I forgive you, Midnight. I don't. You know what? No, I don't forgive you, Midnight Dracula. All right, you guys. I'm calm. I'm calm. Well, this is not dry enough for Namibia. Let's see here. I think other people said Namibia too, didn't they? Druzilla! Midnight Dracula, I forgive you. I forgive you. You know what? Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Druzilla did get it right. I lied. Druzilla, great job. Great job, Druzilla. The Norwegians are outdoing all of us again, okay? All right. Okay, shall we continue? Let's go on. A steak. A steak. Yes, a steak. A steak, like a wooden steak. All right. Well, Druzilla, damn it, I just guessed. Oh, well, you got it right, though, Druzilla. Come on, Druzilla, take credit for it. Okay, here we go. We got Easton Road. This looks like the United States, maybe? This looks like a middle-class neighborhood in, like, Florida or California or something. SoCal, are you there? Is this California? Oh, wait, there was a sign. Quakers Hill, Douglas Road, Quakers Hill. Well, okay, the Quakers are all in Pennsylvania. Is Lee Lane here? It can't be Pennsylvania. Yeah, do we think... Finn... You're late, Finn. You were here the whole time, but you're late. Okay, do we think it's not Cali? Do we think then it is... I don't know, guys. Oh, I think here. Palm Tree, so it has to be south of the Mason-Dixon line. Wait a minute. Australian Academy? Wait a minute. This might be Australia. Who here said it was America? Who of you lied and said America? This is Australia. The Australian Academy of Management and Science. Okay. Yeah, it said it's Australia. But where the hell in Australia are we? Oh my God, yeah, we definitely... So guys, in the United States, we don't have chemists. We have pharmacists. So a discount chemist, clearly not the United States. So where the hell in... Yeah, Dolly Boy. Melbourne? You think Melbourne? Okay, Midnight Dracula. Midnight Dracula. I'm trusting you, Midnight Dracula. And I'm trusting you, Gaming Dojo. Oops. Near Melbourne. Okay. Ugh. Okay, let's go down here. Near Melbourne. We think Melbourne. It looks wet enough for Melbourne. Near Canberra. You're right. I see what you mean. Okay, we're going to try Melbourne. Like right there. How does that sound? The green part of Australia. Okay. Forstead. You think near Canberra? You ain't sure? Okay. Anyone else? We'll just take a guess here. Oh, okay. Oh, no, okay. I'll take that. Thank you. Midnight. You have somewhat redeemed yourself. I forgive you. In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make your skin burn. I know how you vampires are with Latin. Midnight Dracula, that's the one thing we don't do here is listen to Meowzord. Okay, so I'm just kidding. So, okay, that's fair, Meowzord. So we'll say, it said Sydney, Pish Slap, by the way, welcome, Pish Flaps. So, okay, that's cool. We didn't do bad. Let's continue. Next one. All right. This is beautiful. Yeah, where this is beautiful. You know what, Outer Signal? You don't need to back up someone else's correct comment, okay? Drusilla, why are you doing what is that eye up crap you're doing? What is that? What is this here? Washington. Is this Washington? Washington State? The United States of America. Yeehaw! Freest land on earth. You're free to die on the street with a gunshot wound. Woohoo! Love it. Okay. Eastern Washington, you should do a speed round, 15 seconds only. Meowsert, I'm not crazy, but okay, fine, maybe. You said Eastern Washington State? Okay, fine, Eastern Washington State. Eastern Washington State. Well, that could be, so, we have some disagreement here. We have some people saying Wyoming. I think you're right, though. I'm leaning towards Eastern. I will take the hit on this one, guys. I will take the hit on this one. I'll take the hit. So, yeah, we'll do like right over here. How does that sound? Is there a lot of? We'll just do. Well, I don't know. There's more mountainous stuff up here, though, isn't there? National cult. Like, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go right here. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, let's go right here. We'll go right there. I will take the hit on this one if we're wrong. Oh, we guys, we weren't that bad. We were only 292 kilometers out. You know what? Not bad. Not bad. Thank you. Whoever suggested, I don't know, whatever. I don't know who suggested what, but that wasn't bad. Great job, everyone. Great job. Okay, now we move on. You did, SoCal, you were correct. Good for you, SoCal. Boop, 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 boop. Good for you. Well done. Teamwork makes the stream work. Right, but of course, Meowsert, I will figure out some way to mess it up, so don't worry. I will always ruin it somehow. Let's do this one more, and then we'll go to the food one. This looks like Crawford something. Crawford. This is pretty, though. I really like it here. Good job, SoCal. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. Good idea. Need to get out more. Finn, it's okay. I get it. I got you, Finn. This looks lovely. You think Appalachia? Really? I don't know, Meowsort. I could be. I guess it could be. I wish I could see fully what it said here. North Carolina, you think so, Doug? Is it America? Are you sure? I don't see any McDonald's anywhere. Normally there's one on every street corner. Crawford, yeah, you're right. Crawford is giving a settler vibe. We got Arkansas. Why are we getting so many Oh, you know what? Look at the size of this house. This might be America. This might be America. Not that there aren't big houses elsewhere, but you gotta have. Could also be Canada, though. In theory, it could be Canada. This seems like Mid-Eastern. I think you said Middle Eastern America. I'm like, what is that? I don't know what that means. But yes, it could be Mid-Eastern America. But it's a bit too. Honestly, it reminds me. These are kind of evergreeny like trees. I think it's like up in the north. That's what it's giving me. Yeah, there's no burgers anywhere. I don't know how this could be America. I don't see. Sorry, Mira. I make very rude comments. Okay, I make very rude comments while I'm playing this game. So, what is this? See these? God, this does look. God, you're right. This is the South. I'm really starting to stick with the people who said North Carolina. Don't you all see the? This is very southern. I'm half expecting to see. I'm going to make an inappropriate statement about slavery. But okay, this reminds me of the old Confederacy. Let's put it that way. Okay, this Springs Road, Crawford Springs Road, Stiegel, Crawford Springs Road. Now, do we see any Confederate flags anywhere? It kind of, look. So this look right here is a very southern style for a house. For the Americans in chat, you know what I mean with the columns. It gives I want to be a plantation and I want to own slaves vibes. I am not saying that people that have these houses want to be slave owners. I'm just saying it kind of mimics the style of a plantation house. Okay, I'm just saying a little bit. You're welcome, Mira. You're welcome, by the way. All right. So, you got, okay, you know what? Crawford, Texas, is that are there trees in Crawford? That would make sense. It's in the South. Where there, I don't know. There aren't really many. Yeah, there are electricity poles here. I'm not really sure. We could go Texas. You want to try Texas, folks? You want to try Texas? Not Texas, Lexington. Oh my God, you guys you're not helping me at all. Let's do this instead. Let's just do, I'm going to do, I mean, you're helping me. Forgive me. I didn't mean to be an asshole. You're helping me a lot. Okay, so let's try, I kind of want to try like South North Carolina, maybe. Yeah, it could be the, taller tree, but Meowsword, I don't know. It could be. How about this? Let's just, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of North Carolina. I really do. How about this? I will go up into North Carolina. Those are tall trees. I don't have okay, Eastern. God, this is hard. Let's do it in Arkansas, just because if we do Arkansas, we will do half. So that'll be like halfway. We'll do it in northern Mississippi, which we know is not true. All right, let's just start there. Let's go guess. Oh, it was Tennessee. Did anyone say Tennessee? That was not that bad. No, actually, guys, that wasn't that bad. We were only 167 kilometers out. That was very lucky. That was actually closer. Okay, who said it? You called it, Retro Asher? Retro Asher, you know I love having you in here. Thank you so much for preventing me from being humiliated. That was Tennessee. So it was the old South. Good old Southern state. Long live the Confederacy. Which, by the way, we revolted. Bye-bye, Outer Signal. Bye-bye. Which, by the way, we revolted not because we wanted to keep our slaves, but because we cared about states' rights. They didn't. They cared about slaves. Okay, Druzilla. I do listen to you, Druzilla. What do you mean? Let's go. Okay, you know what? Let's do one last one. Dolly Boy, I'll never let you take credit, Dolly Boy, ever. Last one, and then we'll do the food game, okay? Bye-bye, Outer Signal. This looks like Latin America somewhere. Campo, is Victoria here? Don't you yell at me, Dolly Boy. Is Victoria here? I don't think it's Brazil. And guys, but this looks like Latin America. Si Trabaja? Maria Si Trabaja? Do we, oh, that's cool. Oh, I think it's Mexico. Yeah, so this, oh my God, it's so Mexico. Yeah, look, Teotihuacan, this is, this figure right here is an ancient Aztec god called Quetzalcoatl. Okay, that is what this is. So we have Quetzalcoatl, which is Aztec. This is definitely Mexico. I am going to say that this is probably Mexico City or near it. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about the god that's there? I thought that was Quetzalcoatl. I could be wrong. Are we in Tenochtitlan? Okay, so let's go. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. Forgive me. I'm an American. Okay. No, you don't think it's Mexico City? I have a treat for you. Really? Do we think though it's like near Mexico City? Do we think it might be near Mexico City? I kind of just want to put it near Mexico City. But how about we look around a bit first? We'll look around a little bit more. So there's a metro thing. My God, it's so weird to be an American and to see like people have actually working public transportation. Like what is public transportation? I mean, where's my my SUV that's going to destroy the planet? I want to, get stuck in traffic everywhere I go. All right, let's see here. You think Cancun? Why? Why Cancun? You're Mexican? I have a treat for you. You think Colacan? Do you really think it's Colacan? Okay, I'll do that. I believe you. Let's go to Cancun. Oops. All right, Cancun. I will go up here to Cancun for you. I'm going to put it right there. Is that okay? Okay, I'm just going to put it right there. We'll do Cancun. I have a treat for you. So help me God, I have a treat for you. Guess where it was I have a treat for you? Quetzalcoatl is not happy, okay? Because you know where it was? It was Mexico City. It was Mexico City. How dare you, I have a treat for you. Deeply, deeply disappointed. Okay, well, yes, I was Midnight Dracula. Great observational skills. I was right. I need to take a drink. I need to take a drink. Quetzalcoatl. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a dumb American. I keep completely mispronouncing it. All right. Okay. All right. You're going to have to, redeem yourself there. I have a treat for you. You're just like Midnight Dracula. All right. We'll move on. Okay. Let's play the food game now, shall we? And the food game, and I have a long memory. I have a very long memory. I have a treat for you. Very long. All right. So, food guesser is next. You know I love you. You all know I love you all. I hope you all know I'm joking with you. I have gotten it terribly wrong before. And by the way, even when I get it wrong, I'll always blame someone in the community because I'm trying to teach about scapegoating. That's how a dictatorship works. Okay, so food guesser. Now, we do have people here from all over the world, which makes me hope that this will go well. Makes me think that this will go well. Oh God, no, I just touched my forehead. Damn it. Okay, that's okay. So let's go this food guesser. Now, this is a fun game we like to play, guys. This is how this works. We are going to be shown a piece of food. I will then read off the ingredients in that food, and then we have 5 guesses to guess what country the food comes from. All right? So let's do it together. I know not everyone is as good as this. They're exactly Midnight Dracula. I am willing to teach in any way imaginable, including using the tactics of an authoritarian to teach you about authoritarianism. Not because it suits me at all, not because I benefit from it. No. Clearly, it's because you got to teach about scapegoating some way. So, okay, this is tortilla, eggs, cooked potatoes or hash browns, cheese, sausage, bacon or ham, bell peppers, onions, salsa, avocado, hot sauce. That does look really good. It's a breakfast burrito. Now, here's my thing. This makes me think it's American and not Mexican because, yeah, right, HGMS? I don't know if this is actually Mexican or if this is one of those Mexican origin dishes that America kind of turned it into itself. Because a breakfast burrito, I don't know. Is that actually a Mexican thing or is that something that America kind of stole? What do we think? Do we think, they're American? Okay, we will try America. Luckily, what it will do, okay, Gaming Dojo, so let's do it this. We will do United States, and then it'll tell us how close we are on the map to the United States. So if it is Mexico, it'll tell us that we're bordering the country. Okay. Oh, what happened? Oh no, what happened? Something happened. I don't know. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. United States. Yep, it was. Okay, of course. Of course. You know, America stole that. All right. Or it didn't steal. Of course, it also looks pretty bad. So probably is American. Anyway, I'm still mad about that one where they had it was a breakfast burrito. And we're going to say yum because I like breakfast burritos. It says tortilla, eggs, cooked potatoes. The breakfast burrito is associated with southwestern U.S. cuisine, particularly in Texas and New Mexico. Of course it is. The genesis of the breakfast burrito can be traced back to Mexican and Tex-Mex. Interesting. It began in the 1970s. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Next, we're going to get gastronomical genius. Okay. Oh, this is European, guys. No, it isn't. Actually, it isn't European. I first saw it and I'm like, there's no spice in this. This is definitely European. Alas, I was wrong. Beef, soy sauce, sweet soy sauce, garlic, shallot, nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, star anise. I want to emphasize I'm using the word anise. Don't anyone get me mixed up here. Anise. All right. lemongrass, bay leaves, keycap manis, coconut sugar, salt, pepper, water. So I see China from Meowzord. Thailand, got 2 Thailands. Philippines, Dolly Boy, don't you give me that look. Philippines, Retro Asher, I swear to God. Okay, let's try Philippines. I see a lot of Thailands. Let's try Thailand first. Drusilla? Yeah, the coconut threw you off. So do you think, okay, let's try I'm going to try Thailand. I tend to think it's Thailand and not, no. Oh my gosh, it's southeast of Thailand by a significant margin. Did someone say Indonesia? Let's try Indonesia. Ah! It was Indonesia. It was Indonesia. Okay. So who said Indonesia? Who should I reward for their brilliance? Who should I lavish praise upon in my infinite beneficence? Who deserves it? Who deserves the praise? Announce yourself. Who deserves it? Someone said Indonesia, I'm pretty sure. Who deserves the praise? Midnight Dracula. Oh, Midnight Dracula, you have redeemed yourself. I forgive you. I forgive you for all your crimes against the stream. You're forgiven. I pardon you. Okay. Dolly Boy, you're a liar. I know you're a liar, Dolly Boy. You're always lying, Dolly Boy. Okay, so that was Seymour. Traditional Indonesian stew that is characterized by rich, sweet, and savory flavor. The dish is made by simmering meat. Oh, this sounds good. It dates back to the colonial period in Indonesia, of course, and I'm sure that had to do with the Dutch. Yep, the Dutch, where it was influenced by by Dutch cuisine. It was introduced by the Dutch, who brought their stew-making techniques to the Indonesian archipelago. I really doubt Indonesia needed European cooking techniques. Probably didn't contribute much to the cuisine. Anyway, but regardless, samir is a popular dish in Indonesia and can be found in. I've been to the Netherlands, by the way. I've been to the Netherlands, by the way. They do have a lot of spices in some of their food because of the old spice trade. Yeah, it does. I have a treat for you. It does. But they also have things like mustard soup, which I'm respectful of other cultures. I'm just saying, I'm not a fan. Okay, Drusilla, I'm sorry. I know I'm not trying to insult Northern Europeans, especially not Norwegians or the Dutch. I'm just saying. All right. Okay, ooh. Turkey, tomatoes, tomatillos, bell peppers, onions, garlic, cilantro, achiote, chili peppers, mint, cinnamon, allspice, black pepper, salt, lime juice, corn masa, coyote, green beans, potato. Is this Mexico, we think? Oh, trust me, I will gladly insult most American dishes. I just don't hold back, folks. If I think the food looks gross, I will say it looks gross, even if I am respectful of other cuisines, though. I would try it. Okay. Yeah, I think Mexico. Sounds kind of Mexican to me. Like, let's try Mexico. I mean, like the ingredients sound like something that would be Mexican. I think Claudia Scheinbaum is in our computer because we keep getting. Oh no, it isn't. It's directly southeast of Mexico. Do we think Honduras? Okay, fine. I will insult. There's nothing wrong with rice, Axa. Okay, Guatemala. I'm sorry, Guatemala, not Honduras. Whichever one. Let's see here. Oh, what am I doing? I get it, Mayflower. Welcome, Mayflower. I'm glad to see you again. Yep, Guatemala. I shouldn't have said Honduras. Okay, so this is Guatemala. Kakik. I've never heard of this before. This looks interesting. That was kind of a harder one. Guatemala. Turkey, tomatoes, tomatillos, bell peppers, onions, garlic, cilantro. Okay. Traditional Guatemalan soup central to the culinary heritage of the Mayan people. Oh, that's really cool. Its name derives from the Quechua words kak, Sorry, I think I mispronounced that word. Ignore that. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'm going to humiliate myself. It's spelled K-A-K. And given my sexual orientation, I'd rather not be screaming about that word on stream. Okay. Okay. Next round. Oh, God. Americans. Okay, Americans, this is what I mean. This game is biased, okay? They are anti-American. I feel oppressed. I, as an American, am oppressed by their choices of American cuisine. This is very clearly American, right? We are such an oppressed group, us Americans. We are so oppressed all over the world, okay? Our military hegemony is oppressed. We're so oppressed. This is, how dare they point out a fact about our country, that our food is kind of garbage. And okay, you know what? We're gonna say the USA. Yeah, exactly. HGMS. Let's this. All right. Okay. USA. This is definitely Cheez-Its from the USA. Oh my God, disgusting. Ugh. Okay. Awful. Okay, what is that? Okay, enriched flour, vegetable oil, cheese made with skim milk. They can't even. Okay. I don't even think it's cheese. Salt, paprika, yeast, paprika something, annatto extract, soy lectin. All right. Don't you dare say it's from Ohio, Malzard. I know it's from Ohio. Don't remind me. I live there. It's awful. Okay. So, folks, we're going to ignore this. We don't like American cuisine. Let's move on. All right. Check it. I doubt it has any cheese in it. Seriously. You're Mira. Okay, you're right, Mira. I gotta tell you, it doesn't mean I don't like it. I still am ashamed of it, though. It's like, okay, it's like when you're feeling depressed and you get out like a big tub of ice cream and you eat it in private in a room by yourself because you're humiliated. It's kind of the same thing. Like, I like some of these products, but I would not eat them in public, and I will definitely deny it in public. Okay, I'm ashamed by this. Yes, I'm definitely ashamed by this. And forgive America if we ever exported this to anyone else. Okay. Okay. Next one. All right. Oh, actually, okay. First of all, it looks like a Stephen Miller's soul. Do we think or his heart? Do we think that if we open up Stephen Miller after he, bites the dust, that this is what we'll find inside of him? Just a black goo substance? Okay. So, or Netanyahu, I don't know. Okay, we could. There's a lot of people whose soul this could be. This actually, but it doesn't actually sound that bad. Okay, pears, apples, dates, plums, sugar, spices. We don't take it. That's good. Okay, spices, lemon juice. Okay, good, Winterlinde. I know you guys. At least other countries are smart enough to not allow some of our food into your countries. Okay, this so it doesn't look great, but it actually looks like it might taste pretty good. Casual. Don't you dare, Drusilla. I never eat Cheez-Its. That's a lie. Okay, I never eat. All right, whatever. So this is just but you think India? You think India I have a treat? I see if you look into his eyes, that's what you see. Exactly. That's what you see if you look into Stephen Miller's eyes. China, I see China. I see it's Vegemite and it's nasty, but it's pears, apples, dates, plum, sugar, spices, lemon juice. Yeah, it kind of looks like medieval Europe, too. You think so? Okay, how about this? I am gonna try. But also could be Middle Eastern, right? Because of the dates. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna try turkey. I know that's weird, but it's in the middle of what everyone said. So we'll try turkey. Oh, we're warm, actually. It's northwest of Turkey. Ooh, Romania? Do we think it might be Romania? It's not Bulgaria because it's not a country that borders Turkey. So let's try Romania. Ooh, still even closer. Northwest of Romania. We think Germany. Okay, let's try Germany. Oh, it borders Germany. Southwest of north-southwest of Germany. It could be France, actually. It looks like it's mainly to the west of Germany. Okay, I guess France? Honestly, oh, you know what? It has the name. After a few guesses, the name comes up. It's French. No, it isn't. It's Belgium. It says Sirop de Liège. So after a few guesses, it tells you what the name is to give you some help. But Liège could also be Brussels. I mean, not Brussels. It could be Belgium. So let's try Belgium. And then if it's not that, we'll try France. Yep, it was Belgium. Hey, Belgium. Hey, up. Okay. I will say this. I've been to Brussels. Not a big fan of Brussels. I got stuck in a roundabout. I got stuck in a roundabout in Brussels, and I got lost, and I was just going around and round of this roundabout, lost. And then in the middle of this roundabout was a giant statue to King Leopold. And if anyone here knows history, you can guess a historian getting stuck around a statue of King Leopold was not a pleasant experience. It was at that point that I'm like, you know what? We need to, this statue needs to come down. I don't know what the Belgians are doing. We need to get rid of this statue, okay? And that's a lot coming from an American because we have some pretty crazy statues here too. Sounds like you a thing. Yeah, the Belgian Congo, horrific. It shocked me that there was this massive statue to King Leopold in the middle of Brussels. Okay, but great food in Brussels, great food. Great food. Yum. Yeah, exactly. Stuck on the roundabout going around Hitler Light, essentially. Okay. Yep, he did. I have a treat for you. He was horrific. Leopold was an absolutely horrific person who did horrible things to the people of the the Congo. Okay. Guys, we got gastronomical genius. That's pretty good. All right, let's play one more time. One more time. What do we think about this? Shrimp, sugar, fish sauce, garlic, pepper, pork fat, bamboo shoots, lemongrass, rice paper, green onion, cornstarch, rice vermicelli. This is Vietnam, don't we think? This sounds Vietnamese, right? Doesn't this sound Vietnamese? Am I wrong? God, Dolly Boy, you're an angel. Thank you. Thank you, Dolly Boy. I would send you a halo if I had one, but I don't have one. Because I'm probably going to hell. Which is fine because I like warm temperatures. Would actually probably prefer that to, well, anyway. It seems like a lot of people that go to heaven are kind of boring. Though there's some of the people, okay, you know what? We'll stop talking about this. So do we think that this is Vietnam? I don't think so, Drusilla, right? Apparently not. Let's try Vietnam. Yep, Vietnam. Chow Tom. Chow Tom. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, folks, but. Okay, Vietnam. I think this is Vietnam. We'll continue. Go on. Ooh, coconut, condensed milk, eggs, sugar, butter, cheese. Cheese, interesting. All-purpose flour, baking powder, vanilla extract, nutmeg. Coconut, condensed milk, sugar, eggs, butter, cheese, all-purpose flour, baking powder, vanilla extract, nutmeg. This is either, this might be the Netherlands, actually. I don't know. You think Germany, Doug? Anyone have a guess? The nutmeg is throwing me. It does seem European. It does seem European. You know what? We could try Germany. Eastern European Winterlinde? Okay. Winterlinde, this isn't a German thing, I'm guessing? You know, I will say, if I'm just eyeballing it, there is a sunflower on the table behind it, which makes me think Ukraine. But that could just be a design feature of the table. That might not have anything to do with Ukraine. By the way, Slava Ukraini. Anyway, so what do we think here? Netherlands. Okay. Let's try. You don't know that? Okay. Let's try. I'm going to try Germany. That'll be right in the center, and then that'll at least give us a hint about how close we are if we say Germany. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. We are very, very wrong. We are ice cold. It is very far away from Germany. It is southwest of Germany, and it's very far away of Germany. You think the Caribbean, I have a treat for you? Where in the Caribbean, would you guess? Or is it somewhere in Australia or some shit? We were very far away. Very far away. Yeah, looks. You think Caribbean? I don't know, guys. I also feel like it could be like the nutmeg though is throwing me. It could be Southeast Asia somewhere. Brazil? No. It's southwest of Germany by a long margin. Though I guess okay. Okay? So let's try. You guessing Jamaica? Okay, let's try Jamaica. I will go with the crowd here. Jamaica. Jamaica. All right. No, that's cold, and it's to this. This is weird. That's cool. So we're closer. It's southeast of Jamaica. Maybe it is Brazil. Who said Brazil originally? Is Victoria here? Where's our resident Brazilian? We'll try Brazil. Yeah. Oh, okay, guys. Who said Brazil? Midnight Dracula. Midnight Dracula keeps coming in clutch for all of us. Okay. Midnight Dracula keeps coming in clutch for all of us. Thank you, Midnight Dracula. You are a god amongst human beings. Love it. Thank you. It says here that this is a traditional Brazilian dessert that traces its origin to Portuguese. You did, Midnight Dracula. Thank you. It is believed to have been brought to Portugal during the colonial period by Portuguese settlers. Okay. Cute. That's cute. Oh, good God. Okay, I thought it was an American thing at first. Okay, I saw the styrofoam and I immediately thought American. Okay, this is green chili peppers, cheese, which it says usually yak or cow's milk, onions, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, vegetable oil, and salt. Yak or cow's milk. But there's also green chili peppers. And this looks like quinoa. Well, here's another image of it. Oh, here's another image of it. Peru? Really? You think so, Mira? I'm willing to do that because I have no idea. I think somewhere South America, but I don't. Okay, let's try Peru. Mira, I'm going to yell at you if you get this wrong, Mira. I'm going to be so angry. I'm going to be infuriated beyond belief. Peru. I don't think that is edamame, but we'll see here. Okay, China or Bhutan. Yeah, it said yak. Ooh, so do you guys think I shouldn't try Peru? It says it could be yak. Where I don't even know what country drinks yak milk. I literally don't know. The chili peppers are kind of messing with me, though. Snap peas? You don't think Peru? Okay. Maybe I won't try Peru. If we're getting pushback for Peru. Mongolia? How about this? Let's try Bhutan or Nepal. Let's try Nepal. Yeah, it said yak. It is also technically vegetarian. It isn't vegan, but it's vegetarian, which is interesting to me. Oh, okay. Peru is ice cold. Okay. Well, I didn't mean to do that. That was my fault. Let's try Nepal now. Why is it being weird to me now? Is it doing something weird now? Right. Oh, because I clicked the button so much. Okay, let's try. We'll try Nepal, as was requested. Oh, wow, we're very close. Southeast of Nepal. Okay, but not bordering Nepal, but southeast of Nepal. What do we think? Bhutan? Wait, Bhutan is, oh God. Is Bhutan east or west of Nepal? I always get them flipped around in my head. But it's not bordering India though. So I think it might be Bhutan or Myanmar or something like that, or Bangladesh. I'm going to try Bhutan. Gotcha. So that would make sense. Let's try Bhutan. Yep, Bhutan. Wow, that was a hard one. That was a good one. I'm really glad we got that. I'm really glad we got this one. Okay. So Bhutan, this is perfect. Ima dachi. Green chili peppers, cheese, onions, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, vegetable oil, salt. We've never had a Bhutanese dish in here. This is fascinating. All right, I think this is the last round here, or the last one, maybe? I could be wrong. Oh, this is India, I think. Flour, semolina, water, yeast, salt, butter, olive oil, sugar, milk. Well, wait a minute, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I don't know. It could also be, what do we think? Flour, semolina, water, yeast, salt, butter. Okay. What do we think? Scandinavia, really? Yeah, the olive oil gives Middle East, I agree. Yeah, the semolina is throwing me off too. But like the olive oil is throwing me off. Because this looks like it's from India. This looks like paneer or yeah, I'm sorry, not paneer, naan. It looks like naan. But then the olive oil is weirding me out. So we think that this is, you know what? What are the dips? It doesn't say here, but one of them is honey. It says it can be served with honey, jam, or other accompaniments. That makes me think it's like a Middle East, like it could be Egypt or something. Or, okay, let's try Egypt. Oh, if you say Egypt, let's try Egypt. Okay, we're warm. I didn't say Burkina Faso. Why does it say I said Burkina Faso? Okay, whatever. So it's to the northwest of Egypt. Northwest of Egypt. And we're warm. Is it Turkey or Greece or Italy or like yeah, let's try Greece. I'm going to try Greece. Oh, no. Southwest of Greece. Maybe it is Italy. But like, okay, I feel like it'd be red hot though if it were Italy. Maybe it's maybe it is some Morocco, but it's like southwest of Greece. But Cyprus is not southwest of Greece. It could also be Tunis or like Tunisia. I'm going to try Tunisia because we're close, but we're also not. I'm going to try Tunisia. Yeah, oh, thank God. Okay, whoever said Morocco, I should have listened to you because it was either Morocco, Tunisia, or Algeria. Morocco, Tunisia, or Algeria. So we got that one. Okay, well, that makes sense. That explains the olive oil right there on the Mediterranean. Okay, and then, oh, I guess we do have one more left. Okay, this is the last round. Forgive me. Oh, well, oh, I'm sorry, SoCal. Thank you, SoCal, for being right for once. All right, this one is, I think we all know where this comes from. I think we all do. You know why? Because the first ingredient is kangaroo steak. Kangaroo steak. I would guess, guys, and I know this might be hard to believe, but I suspect that this is Australia. I know that's rather shocking, but I do think it's Australia. Australia. I think it's Australia. We'll try Australia, okay? For a kangaroo steak. Do we all agree on Australia? I suspect that's Antarctica. I know, Mira, and that poor kangaroo. That poor kangaroo. All right. Let's try this. Australia. Boo. If it's not Australia, there we go. What happened? Why'd we do so bad that round? We only got apprentice foodie. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. All of you need to work harder on knowing your cuisines. This is unacceptable. This is the lowest score we've ever gotten. Ever. I cannot believe you all today. You all should be deeply ashamed of yourselves. You have dishonored me. You have dishonored this community. But most importantly, as I said, it's me that you've dishonored. I am the most important one here. So you've dishonored me. And you also dishonored the community. But what is the community without me, right? Clearly, shame on all of you for disrespecting me. We're as incompetent as the Trump administration. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Okay, I am mean. I have a treat for you, but I'm not cruel. Okay, I would never compare you all to the Trump administration. Yeah, dishonor upon you, dishonor upon your cow. I saw that, Midnight Dracula. I don't know what's going on with your messages. You were right about the other one, too. I saw that. Coming in late, I saw that you were right. Yeah, thank you, Mira. Thank you. Yeah, you're damn right. You need to apologize. Yeah, you better cry. You better cry, Mira. Anyone else have any other smart-ass comments you want to make about your failure today? Okay. All right, you guys. I love you all very much. I'm going to put up my face. For those that are in the community, you all know what's about to happen. I'm going to put up my face. Oh. Oh, where is it? There it is. Okay. They ID'd the shooter. You mean the shooter in Minneapolis? Because I'm sorry. I know. Okay, that's pretty obvious that I said you can tell I'm an American. When you said they ID'd the shooter, my first question was which one? Anyway, I know you're probably referring to the one in Minneapolis. Okay. Now we have to eat Cheez-Its. Finn, don't say that in public, Finn. I mean, you can do it in private. I get it. But don't say that in public. Don't shame us, Finn. Don't shame us. All right? All right. So, what was I about to say? Okay. So, guys, but for Dolly Boy, do you say you should be used to me being a failure at this point? That's on you. Oh my God, Dolly Boy, I want to say something so mean, but I always feel bad because I'm always going at you, Dolly Boy. Yes, free Palestine, absolutely. Okay, I'm so, yeah. Okay, fine. Yes, Dolly Boy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, you are a failure, Dolly Boy. Okay, I feel so bad even saying that. All right, do it. Okay, God, I could be so mean. All right, everyone ready for the end here? So, folks, I'll be again streaming tomorrow. I stream every day except for Wednesdays and Sundays. Please join our Discord if you haven't already. If you're in the Twitch, you can. The Twitch link is posted there. The Twitch link is posted there, and I am going to post it again right now in the chat. So anyone else wants to join our Discord, we have a great growing community there. You can also, we typically do video recommendations where you will recommend things for me to react to, and I will react to them on stream per your recommendations. So I'll send the chat. Please join the Discord. Put anything you want me to watch on stream in the Reacts channel. And on that note, folks, I'm going to sign off. And every day I sign off, I have a little ending ceremony or a little ending tradition that we do. Everyone ready? Everyone ready for this? First of all, free Palestine, free Ukraine, free the Sudanese people, viva Venezuela. Secondly, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to question authority figures. The easiest way to resist is to not blindly obey authority figures. That includes when you watch me. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Do not get caught in an information silo, because the easiest way to resist is to think outside of what people are telling you, okay? And see what other people are saying. Thirdly, we're living in a fascist moment in this country. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions. We need major reforms in this country. You cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. And I'm not saying that politically. I'm saying that as a historian. Do not stand in the center. We need to fight fascism. We need major reforms in this country. And that means going a bit to the left. I'm going to tell you, we're going to need to go a bit to the left economically. Sorry, I want you all to have good health care and good paying jobs and be happy, okay? I know, I'm being a dick. Okay. Lastly, on the wall behind me is a sword. Back there. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. It's been passed down in my family for many years. Chainbreaker is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today. Some major sacrifices. Including fighting for rights, fighting for some of our liberties, our economic freedoms. Not only here, but around the world, our ancestors have made sacrifices fighting for white rights for women. Do not let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, please, please. We're seeing some of them rolled back. Do not let our ancestors' sacrifices go to waste. And always, 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 always fight for a better future. And on that note, folks, I love you all very much. Dolly Boy, why did you just say everyone? Those other two words aren't real words, so I refuse to even acknowledge it. Goodbye, Louise. Goodbye, SoCal. Goodbye, Grumpy Bumpy, whoever you are. Forgive me. Goodbye, Finn, Doug, everyone else. A Vampire. Goodbye. Or Dracula, excuse me. Meowzord, Mira. If I missed you, forgive me. There are other people here too. Drizilla, see you. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Retro Asher, goodbye. Dolly Boy, goodbye. I said that already. SoCal, goodbye. HGMS, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Love you all very much. Dubois, goodbye. I don't normally say goodbye to everyone, but I'm kind of having fun. Winterlinde, goodbye. Afita Sayan, Winterlinde. Doug, goodbye. Goodbye, Doug. Gaming Dojo, goodbye. 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 Okay, I don't know why I'm getting angry, yelling. Okay, you get it. Goodbye, everyone. Love you all. You're human beings. You deserve better. Goodbye.